5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Ignition. Liftoff.
Hello and welcome to C-Game Live broadcast of your Puyallup Nation Kings. I'm here, Ray Lana, joined by Randall, the man, the myth, the legend. We are here from sweltering Sacramento, California. When I arrived today, it was 111 degrees. It has come to a nice cool temperature of about 106 currently. It's going to be a great day for some football. We have a championship game today. It'll be the Capital City Fury versus the Puyallup Nation Kings. The Fury, obviously, this is their home turf here. It's going to be quite a game. Randall, what do you expect to see this game on offense?
Well, I'm looking forward to seeing a good, hard-hitting game. In fact, one of the things, I was down on the sidelines before the game, and the Fury, they had some furious things to say to our guys, and there was some back and forth, so I was really looking forward to that. I tell you what, I think the game is going to come down to the offensive line protecting our quarterback. Now, the reason I say that is, of course, the running game is always really important. I'm a big proponent of the running game. In this case, our running backs, we have the stable of running backs. We have so many good running backs, good, powerful guys that and change of pace. You point that out all the time, and that is important because we can hit you quick, and then we can make some quick moves also, and then some power inside. I would be surprised if their running backs are better than ours, but I certainly don't expect that they're going to have the number of running backs with the abilities that we have. So I don't think that's going to decide the game. Wide receivers. I mean, hey, we love those guys, huh?
Amen.
It's amazing, right? I mean, they have. I was watching the preseason games in the pros, and their wide receivers aren't as good at finding where they have to be to get the first down, where they have to be, where the sideline is, those type of things. And I tell you what, this offensive line, as far as the run game goes, because I've been talking quite a while that I really want to see us run the ball. Last game against probably the best defense we win against, they ran the ball. And there was one thing I saw in there, running back hits off inside to the right, nothing there. Well, almost always a running back, if the hole's not there, he's going to bounce out. It's self-preservation, right? Get out to where the guys aren't quite as hefty. Instead, he did this. It's a jugi cut, a four-step cut, comes back inside. There's nothing there right off to the right. Quick four-step cut, comes back inside and hits right in behind Josh Davis, our great center. There's a line, and he gains some big yards, and that just hit me. How these running backs, they believe in it's not just the offensive linemen throwing the huge holes where that I could run through. It's not that type of deal, but it's also the running backs, and there's like a symbiosis between them. The running backs and the linemen work so hard. So that's a great one. I tell you what I think it comes down to on offense is I think we need to keep our quarterback up on the pass rush, and when he's back throwing the ball, prevent him from getting turf back, which is the more insidious form of turf toe. Keep him up in the pocket. I think that's what we need to do offensively to win this game. Ray, I bet you got an idea of what you think we should do offensively.
Well, I always think it's the same as my take on the game is generally the same as it always is. Don't fall over on us.
I'm going to be
Randall.
a professional here.
And there's Chip. He decided to make an appearance today.
Go ahead. You want to check it out, Chip? Whoa.
So basically, I think that the thing about our team, I'm a little distracted at this point.
I'm sorry.
I think it's similar to what you're talking about. It's going to be run to pass. I think we're going to start off by running the ball, bring their defense in, and then I think that we're going to throw it over the top, just like we've been doing all season long.
Right.
We have great wide receivers, great blocking. I always believe the same as you. The game is won in the trenches, whether on offensive or defensive line. They basically will determine exactly what's going to happen throughout the entire game. I don't think that nobody's pushed us around. I don't think this team's going to be any different. I look at their team and I see a lot of big guys.
They're big.
What is it? 25-0 is what the Fury is currently.
They're the same as us, 25-0. So how did we not play last year in the playoffs? That's a whole nother thing.
It's a whole nother level. But it's just going to be more of the same for the Kings. I hope they get off to a really early start and try to put the pressure on the Fury. Coming all the way down here to Sacramento is a long task for all of us, and most of us made it out for this journey. So it's been a lot of fun, and we're ready to go. We're about to kick off the national anthem. We're going to take you to a short video.
We're trying to track down the great quarterback, Adam Cruz, and I was just over talking to him, say, hey, will you come over and talk to us? And he says, yeah, whenever you're ready. I'm just going to be cleaning up the sidelines. That's literally what's going on here. That's why we're having trouble catching him. He's too busy cleaning up the sidelines. You know, just like a quarterback, got to make everything nice and clean. Let's see. Well, here he comes. Here he comes. Here he is, our all-star quarterback. One heck of a game. Adam, just a real quick recap of what went on in this game.
A lot of fun, man. Just real fun football. You know, it's good. You play, 10 games in a year, and one of them it comes down to a real good game. And it sucks, but it's also fun when that one game happens. And this was it. So it was just two good teams battling, and we pulled it off in the end. And got to give credit to our O-line and D-line and defense and everybody, man. Play well.
Great, and of course there's all kinds of plays we could talk about, but the one that really got us going was I saw a head rolling around there on the ground. Luckily it was the helmet. You want to, or maybe you don't, you want to just recap what the heck happened there, because I'll tell you what, I didn't see it because the ball was so far gone. I was looking downfield at the ball.
Yeah, so it was tried to get him on a free play, tried to go on two, haven't gone on two all game, tried to get him to jump. They jumped. Got a free play out of it. Just let the ball go, and I took a good shot. The dude, it was all legal. Great football play. He just made a nice hit on me. My low center of gravity, I take a lot more hits than maybe a taller quarterback would, so it looks a lot more vicious than it feels. But hey, he made a good hit, and that's football. So.
You know what? Now this is it, because now I'm in trouble, because I said the guy should get kicked out of the league for that shot. So listen to this guy. Say, hey, I want to talk to you. He's out here cleaning up the sidelines and say, yeah, it was a legal hit. I don't think it was.
Football guys, you got to get him on your side somehow,
Okay, so now you throw the one play down here in the end zone into double coverage, and that's one thing we've talked about, is that you don't seem to be worried about throwing into double. I've even seen triple coverage. What's your philosophy on that when you got a guy well covered? What's going on in your mind when you're going to release the ball?
Well, it's a gift and a curse for me, because I believe I can make any throw. I can put it in anywhere, no matter where the defense is. So that's my strength at times, but it's also my weakness. You saw in a couple bad picks. So it worked out today. And on that play, you got to give credit to the catch. That was just an unbelievable catch. I didn't do anything but throw the ball 45 yards or something. So I did, yeah. That's just something. That's my receiver, my O-line, all them guys, man, doing it.
And so it seems like it's like a double thing, that you have this courage, you have this faith in yourself. It's like, hey, I'm going to stick it in there. But he also noticed it seems like you got something going with your receivers. Like you have the willingness to put it in there because you really believe they're going to go up and get it.
Yeah, well, and I believe in them. I trust them 100%. I hope they trust me. And I also put in a lot of work, and off when no one really is around. I'm working, I'm training, so that is where I get the belief in myself to make throws and do things, and so it's fun. I just go out there and play football, man. It's fun, and my guys make it easier, so it works.
Yeah, that's a great thing. They help you out too, and all of that. Okay, so a little tough here, but can you pick out a couple of the big plays this year, the ones that you really remember?
My guy right here.
No. This is a guy right here. Focus on this. He's the real deal right here.
Earlier, Coach, it was tough. We wanted an interview, and we had to chase him. He was cleaning up the sidelines. That's a true story.
He does the whole thing. He's the real deal.
Football gods,
Yeah, absolutely.
But so a couple plays that stood out in the season or the game. Yeah. So the
whole season.
This season, I would say just our ability to run the ball when we need to, and our O-line does a great job with that, and controlling, our running backs hit the hole hard. That always will come in my head as just great plays running the ball. And then also, it's hard to say one. I think a great play, Katron's one-handed catch was unbelievable. That rings a bell. Day-Day's 4 touchdowns in one game, that rings a bell. Mike going 90 yards anytime he wants, that rings a bell. And my man Pierre, that guy. Man, he'll grind for you all day, and then and he'll catch his 80-yard touchdowns like he did today. So we just got all the guys that play the pieces and play the roles, and it's fun, a lot of fun.
Yeah, that's great. I know, and it does. I love what you're saying too, because it all fits together. That one-handed catch. You're too young to remember this, but he used to play with Stickum, and we actually referred to that as the Stickum catch. It was amazing. How did it just stick to his hands?
Yeah, it was actually a bad throw. I threw behind him, and he's just a great athlete. Made a great play on the ball, and it worked out. So. Give credit. Yeah, it's just a great athlete making a great play. I didn't really do too much, so.
Okay, so now I hate it when I hear announcers ask questions like this, but my next question is, so what do we expect to happen in the championship game in Sacramento?
I mean, I always expect the same thing, win. I mean, that's just all I know, all I want to do, and it's all I care about. So I'm not gonna go in there thinking that we're gonna lose. I mean, I think they're the number one. I think they're the number one team, and I think they're, you know, I'm not taking anything away from them, but I believe we're the number one team. So that's just my mentality.
Okay, so we can edit this too. So is there anything you want me to ask you? Is there anything you'd like to say?
No, I'm good. I'm good. You guys are doing a great job, man. You guys are doing awesome.
What is this? Is this Russell Wilson? I mean, you've been so interesting. That's one of the things. Russell Wilson, he's so boring. He just says all the right things. But
Russell's a great. I actually think he's a great guy. I look up to him the way he plays the game. He respects his teammates. But Pete Carroll, I can get your back up, man. I got you. Trust me. You know.
You know what? I was hoping we were going to get you to say something bad about Russell Wilson, but it didn't work. No.
Russell's a great quarterback. I would love to, you know. I mean, I think honestly we have a lot of similarities. I mean, he's a little faster, I think, and he probably has a stronger arm. But when it comes to just playing within the pocket and escaping and making plays, I think we're identical, you know, and that's what makes us both dangerous at times.
That's definitely true. Okay, last thing you want to say?
Go Kings.
All right. Hey, thanks a lot.
Thank you, guys. Thank you, boss.
Kickoff by the Kings. Fury receives the ball at the 25, drives it up, makes a spin move, gets hit from behind, and taken down at the 40-yard line. Ball comes loose, but he was already down at that point. So the Fury will be the first on offense today. We'll see what they got to offer for these Kings. The Kings, I've talked to them earlier before the game, and they came in. They seemed like they were really fired up, and they were ready to go. They're not intimidated at all by this Fury team. Both teams have basically the same standing as far as overall records and about the same size of guys out here. And one thing that I always look at, Randall, is the lines, the amount of players that are there. And the Fury are loaded. They have a full team on the sidelines here, and they're definitely ready to play. And even with this heat, I hope all these guys got a lot of liquids in them so they don't get exhausted out there and any cramping or anything.
Yeah, hopefully they've been hydrating the day coming up into this game. We've talked about that before because we've had a lot of hot games, even though we're from Seattle. It is hot here today. Let me tell you, it is so hot. But we've had a few games this year, so hopefully this won't catch us too much by surprise. But I'm with you. Hopefully we're getting ready for that, and we are hydrated.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to be backing them up 10 yards. They're going to actually start here from the 25-yard line. So Fury will take the ball 1st and 10 from their own 25-yard line. Line up in a 4-wide set, 1 back shotgun.
Just standard set, not showing any pressure first play.
Takes the snap, looks right, throws it up the middle. Gets hit immediately as he catches the ball, gets out to about the 32-yard line.
Good hit there by the linebacker, number 40, Sergio Brown came in, delivered a hit. But I tell you what I really like there is our left defensive end, number 26, Vika Lefao. He got off on the ball. If the quarterback had not hit his first primary read and just no pump, just stepped into it, Vika would have got there. That's a real good thing. They got one huge offensive tackle there to the bottom of our screen to the right of the offense. Vika went around him right off the bat, and I like that.
Yeah, so it'll bring up 2nd down, same formation.
Showing blitz off the corner, stepping out.
Looks left, looks right, throws it up the middle, got a man, makes the catch, tackled down at the Kings' 42-yard line. That's Conway on the reception for the Fury.
Yeah, the quarterback didn't have a whole lot of time. He wasn't just sitting back in there in the pocket. Our left end made an inside move that time. Got to him, put some pressure there, but the quarterback was able just to unload the ball, didn't take any extra time, and the receiver was a little too open over the middle there as far as what we're used to with the coverage by the Kings.
Yeah, the coverage was all over. It looked like he just hit a soft spot in the coverage there to get that reception. Hands the ball off, runs to the left. Got some space. He's got down to the 20-yard line. There's a penalty marker on the play.
Okay, we have the roster they've given us have 2 sevens, M. Greer and M. Mitchell Ajayi. But I tell you what, we should try to find out who that guy is because that was one burst. That's a quick guy. We talk about that all the time, how we like our running backs, the way they hit a burst like that. He hit the edge and turned it up and put some speed in there. Yeah,
I'm going to guess it was Mitchell Ajayi. And the only reason I guess that is because of the running back in the NFL named Ajayi. So
that's as good of a reason as we have to pick someone else.
They actually have their names written on the back of their jerseys. It's just a little hard to see from our perspective at the booth here. It's pretty small in the back.
Well, that would be even a better reason to think that is who carried the ball.
So they're going to call a personal foul against the Kings. He's going to take the ball all the way down to the Kings' 10-yard line. So right off the bat here, Randall, we got the Kings backed up in their own territory. They're looking at 1st and 10 or 1st and goal here, trying to make a big stop to start the game and hold these Fury back from getting in the end zone.
Yeah, and a bad thing, a personal foul. That's not the way to start off the first series. Pump hand
fake,
inside.
handoff. Right up the middle, and that's getting for a touchdown for the Fury.
Yeah, that was definitely to try to negate the pass rush and particularly the pressure off of the end. So he did a good fake. That was a good pump. It got me going, and then he handed it off inside on a draw. So that was a well-designed play.
So the Fury are going to take the early lead here against the Kings. Kings offense probably ready to get out there on the field and get this done for themselves too.
Yeah, I'm ready to see the Kings offense out there. I tell you what, I don't think we've seen this happen to us all year long, and that's one of the things that I feel really strong about is our defense. And they took it right down there. We're getting to the pressure, get a little bit of coverage, and maybe we can get a little bit of coverage downfield, and maybe we can get to the quarterback.
Fury lines up for the extra point. Some whistles on the play. Play blown dead. Offsides on the Kings.
You know, we weren't able to get to what we were going to talk about, what we wanted to see on defense today. And the game got started before we got into that. But that was one thing I really wanted to see was let's not be offsides. That's something that the defense has done repeatedly this year, and it's hurt us a few times.
Kick is up. Kick is good. Yeah, I agree completely, Randall. We've seen that the tenacity of the defense there. They're trying to get in with the snap counts and make that big jump and be able to get in and attack the quarterback or hit the running backs in the backfield, put some pressure on the quarterback at least. So they do jump off sides quite a bit, but it's all an effort to try to get off the ball as fast as possible to be able to get in there.
Yeah, that's why you jump off sides, but that's still not a real good reason to do that. The last two games, there's been a couple of times where I've said the whole line jumped. So I said, well, typically when the whole defensive line jumps, typically that means someone moved along the offensive line. And twice in the last two games, each of the last two games, I've said that, geez, the whole defensive line jumped and it was offsides on us. In other words, we're just jumping. Also, Ray's been a few times when it's like 4th down and 4, 4th and 5, and they're going, the opposing team is going for it. And I go, well, why are they going for it? And then what happens?
Pull them offside.
That's right, and you can't do that. And so that is one thing I really would like to see us do better tonight.
Yeah, we've seen it a few times with a few different quarterbacks where that's one of the only ways they're getting first downs against us, actually, is to draw our defense off.
Well, yeah, and they certainly aren't getting first downs on 4th down by running it.
Fury kickoff to the Kings. It's a deep kick. Receives it all about 5 yards deep in the end zone, bringing it out. Got some blockers out in front of him. Gets up to about the 25-yard line on the play.
Mike Waller with the return, getting going, and now we got some extracurricular activities going out there. They
That's
broke
correct.
it up. And before the game, I was over there on the sidelines, and these guys, and by these guys I mean both teams were just going at it verbally. So I knew this was going to be a fiery game. And hey, here we go. This is exciting. What's the offense going to do here on the opening drive? Down 7-0. I don't think that's happened this year.
Well, we're going to see what they got to offer. The Kings are going to line up here on the 25-yard line. 1st and 10, 4 wide receivers, 3 to the bottom, working right to left on your screen. Hands the ball off, right up the middle, got space. Gains about 7 yards on the carry. It's Donald McKee on the carry.
Oh, yeah, boy, that was sweet, huh? And that's when the offensive line just pops out, gets off, drives into their guy, because he didn't do a whole lot. And we like that McKee, man. He's one heck of a guy. He was a forward air controller in Afghanistan, actually. So he has experience slamming it on in there. I don't know quite how those connect, but that was a good opening drive, or good opening run.
Line up, same formation this time. Cruz set to take the snap. Takes the snap, looks right, throws it deep. Got a man down the sideline. Jumps up and passes incomplete.
Yeah, Mike Waller Jr. there. I think that's one of those that, I tell you what, that could have been one heck of a completion. We've seen Mr. Waller go up and make some fantastic grabs. That's one that he can make. Maybe it was just too well thrown, because that was sweet. It was out there on a line, dropped right where it needed to be. Our quarterback Cruz, apparently is on target early on anyway.
And that's a great thing to see. There's no doubt about that. So line up, second down, 4 wide, 2 to each side. Cruz takes the snap, looks left, throws it across the middle, got some man, makes the catch, got a blocker out in front, gets drugged down at the Fury 45-yard line.
Salgado.
Deshaun Salgado on the reception there. We have called his name a ton of times this season, and I don't expect to stop today. Do you, Randall?
No. That was so sweet. Did you see that quick move, slant over the middle? Lots of times receivers don't like to go over the middle, and they're lining up quick.
4 wide shotgun, hands it off to McKee. Oh no, that's actually McCutcheon. Takes the ball, gets out about a 2-yard gain on the play there.
33 once again. That's a nice move. Didn't get a whole lot, but made the quick cut, then turned it upfield, runs to daylight. The old Lombardi Green Bay idea: one cut and go to daylight. And again, it's another running back in there that makes a nice run on the opening drive.
Yeah, Christopher McCutcheon has been known for that one cut and go, and he's got a major burst of speed when he grabs that ball. Second down, Cruz steps back, makes the throw, got a little pressure in his face, and incomplete pass on the play.
Yeah, one of the rare misfires on the quarterback. And I see it's second down with all we gained was a couple of yards on that on second down run. I was all excited about that. I guess it's just that quick burst in there, and with that burst like that, you figure he's going to start picking up more as the game goes on.
Oh yeah, he tends to get better as the game goes on. So we'll see what he can do today. Line up for their first third down of the day, 3rd and 8. Takes the snap. Throws it to the right, got a man right on the sideline there. That's Mike Waller Jr. making the reception, good for Kings' first down.
Yeah, you mentioned we're going to call his number again and right away. And, and again, this is getting old hat now that we say this, but he knew where to go, got a little more, knew where to go, and he knew where the sidelines are. And like I said, I was watching the preseason NFL game, and I was thinking how those guys preseason, they weren't quite as sharp as some of our guys on knowing the line to gain and where the sidelines is.
Yeah, it's a definite advantage to have receivers that are aware of their surroundings and where they are in the field. Cruz takes the snap, hands it off to McCutcheon. McCutcheon goes up the middle, gets swallowed up, gets about a yard on the carry there.
Yeah, he took a pop there. Took a big, hard shot, but, once again, there it is. Turns it up, accelerated into the hit. So you like that. You like the way the running back is accelerating at the time the contact is made.
Yeah, McCutcheon has had a few leg injuries this season and been in and out of different games here and there, but I'm sure he's ready for today to win this championship. Cruz takes the snap, fakes the handoff, pumps
going
it,
deep.
Throws it deep.
Oh!
Salgado on the outside there, just out of his reach on the sideline. That would have been a touchdown if it was a little bit inside, but there was double coverage down there.
Yeah, double coverage, and our quarterback will do that. He has that confidence in himself. He's like, hey, man, I'm going to lay it in there. And then once again, that could have been almost, if nuts and candies when all that other saying about if and wish, we wish that was a good one. I'm going to just let that one go because it was
it was just like Cruz was saying in his post-game interview with you last week. He said that it's a blessing and a curse that he feels like he can make any throw, and he throws it into double coverage because he trusts his receivers to go up and get the ball.
Thank you, Ray. That was what I was trying to say.
Third down, 4 wide, shotgun set. Cruz takes the snap, looks left, steps up in the pocket, makes the man miss, throws it deep down the end zone.
Throw the flag.
He's got a man. That's Catron Barquette with the reception there. Goes down about the 1 yard line.
And Cruz is hurt. It was a cheap shot. Took a shot in the head. Hurts him. You know what? They got to start doing something about this. This happened last game. Way after the ball was off, he took a shot in the head. And it's time for these amateur semi-pro people to stop this from happening. You put them out, take a shot like that, put them out of the game. That's a huge advantage to the opponents. They don't risk anything because they're not going to get fined. They don't kick them out of the game. That kind of stuff has has to stop.
Yeah, again, as I said, most games that we've done here is that these guys are out here playing for the love of the sport. They're paying for their own travel time. They're away from their families, away from their jobs in order to come down, make this trip down to California to play this game and just in general. And it's sad to see them, just taking cheap shots on our quarterback or anybody. These guys are out here for the love of the game. They don't want to get injured so they can't go to work the next week. They can't provide for their families. Cruz is a tough guy. He's just walking it off right now, and looks like he wants to stay in the game. The Kings have the ball on the 2-yard line, poised to score at this point. They brought in Donald McKee again. He's probably the more hard-nosed runner in the backfield, so he'll probably get the ball on this short to gain for the end zone.
Yeah, we're down there in the hard yards. He's a good one to have in there. And the other thing, too, is we do have Brian Stogsdill, number 13, who's a heck of a backup quarterback, probably would start for just about any other team in our league. And so he's there ready to go. But here's the thing, right? He got knocked silly. Our quarterback, Cruz got knocked silly last game. Now he just takes another shot to the head. And it is time for the people that are in charge, because as Ray, you love to point out, these guys, they have lives. This isn't her whole experience. They're not getting paid. And the problem is, in the pros, you take a shot like that, you're going to get fined big time, $10,000, $20,000. In colleges, you get your glued eyes booted out of the game, and then you don't get to play the next game. In this league, they don't have those rules. They need to do something about that. We have to stop letting other teams take shots and knocking our quarterback in the head. That has to stop.
Absolutely. For those of you just joining us right now, our live stream just came up, so
here we go.
Thank you for joining us here. It's a little shaky. We are at a high school football stadium here in California, and we were unaware of the situation exactly, how it was going to be set up and everything. So thank you for joining us, and bear with us. If there's any technical difficulties, we will get back to you as soon as possible. The score currently is Fury 7, Kings 0. Kings taking the ball from the 1-yard line. Cruz set to take the snap. Man in motion. Hands the ball off to McKee. They make a good goal line stand there.
Yeah, you mentioned they were probably going to hand it off to McKee and Seg. He's a hard runner. Okay, so now this is the point where our offensive line, now that you just joined us, we're in Sacramento. We're away from home. We showed up here at the stadium. It's not well set up to do these broadcasts, so we're luckily we got a genius over here, old Chip Begay, owner of the company of Apache Wolf Productions. He was able to put something together, but that's the deal. That's why we're having some difficulties. We're at a high school stadium, 1,000 miles from home.
So the Kings line up 2nd down and goal from the 1-yard line. High snap, hands it off to McKee again, makes a spin move. Looks like he gets in for the touchdown. Waiting for a signal. Looks like they're going to mark him just short of the end zone.
Okay.
That was pretty close. I think that he fell in the end zone, but...
Yeah, unfortunately, because of the technical difficulties that we have here, we don't have the replay up and running at this point. I don't like to... Yeah, I don't know. I'm with you. Well, you know what I like? 2 plays in a row. We ran it inside. Coach McEachin, the offensive coordinator, is handing it to the big guys up front. I like that. Let's knock them off the ball. Let's score here. I guess you can recap how we got here now that the people have just joined us live, hopefully about to tie it up.
Yeah, basically what happened was the Kings kicked off the ball. The Fury received the opening kickoff and drove the ball down the field pretty well. Got to the 25-yard line, and there was a personal foul, and it brought him up to within scoring range, and they did a nice fake screen pass to a draw play and scored the first touchdown of the game. The Kings received the kickoff, returned it back to the 25-yard line, and then have meticulously been working the ball down the field, taking their time, doing it right, and they are set to score again here. Again, like you were saying about the replay and the fact that we can't see if it was in the end zone, it really doesn't matter, because those guys on those striped guys on the field, they don't pay attention to what we have for a replay. But in my opinion, it looked like it was a touchdown, but the Kings will prove it again.
Let me say this too. Actually, you know what? I saw the same thing you saw. I mean, it looked to me like he was in the end zone. I mean, maybe forward progress was stopped, maybe the knee went down, but I'm actually more with you. He ended up in the end zone. You just don't know where they officially stopped the play.
Exactly. Hands the ball off again. McKee goes over the middle, puts the ball in. That's good for a Kings touchdown. touchdown.
Yeah, and you see that 3 plays in the row right up the middle. You know what? I tell you what, there wasn't anything fancy as subterfuge or something different. Hey, we got the replays now too. That's great job over there. We got a genius running this thing over here, and we're real thankful that Chip Begay, Apache Wolf Productions, and also the web startup, our new startup here, cgame.live, which I think we're at the Amazon startup level right here. That's where I think we're going to go.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, so get your stuff.
Randall
now.
here is very modest. Obviously, he thinks that we're a startup such as Mike or Amazon. Paul Dickey set to kick the extra point.
Paul Allen. Dickey.
No, sir.
Sorry, I missed.
That is a low snap, bouncing on the ground.
Uh-oh.
Oh no!
And look at the hustle.
K-Tron
Look at the
Marquette
hustle
out there trying to make the stop. Oh man, that's a bad turn of events there.
Yeah. Because that's going to be a 3-point difference. So the way that works, the extra point, if you return the extra point for a touchdown, it's 2 points. If you can stop them, then it is nothing. It does nothing, and just go and kick off.
Yeah, Marquette actually tried to make a stop all by himself out there.
Great hustle.
It was a low snap, and it bounced right through the hands. I think Stogsdill is the holder, and Dickey tried to land on top of it, but the ball bounced out from underneath him. Punters and kickers aren't necessarily known for their hands. That's why they use their feet.
I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
It was smart, and in that case, it's smart to fall on it, right? If it's a punt and you mishandle it, well, you don't want to fall on it because then the ball's down there. You try to pick it up and kick it. But that was smart to fall on it because, once again, if the ball dies, if it becomes a dead ball, then it's nothing. The only way they get 2 points is if they return it all the way.
So after that series of unfortunate events there, it puts 2 points more on the board for the Fury, and that's going to bring their total to 9. Your Puyallup Kings 6.
Yeah, and you guys, what you can do is we recorded the first part of the game while we were trying to deal with the inadequate facilities here at the high school down here in Sacramento. So you can go to cgame.live and watch the whole game.
Kings set to kick off. It's quite a drive they made. Unfortunately, on that extra point, didn't quite work out. Kicks pretty deep, goes to about the 10-yard line. Received there, running to his right. All the Kings staying in their lanes. Makes a man miss, makes another man miss, and gets drugged down at about the 32-yard line.
Pierre Culliver coming in for the last hit there. We got some more problems going on down there, but that's another one of our receivers. We talk about this all the time. They do all kinds of stuff. He went down there, made a good hit on the on that kickoff.
Looks like there's a flag on the field. There was some scuffling, extracurricular activities at the end there. They might go, I'm not sure which team it's going to go against. Both teams seem to be at fault.
It's going to be unsportsmanlike, whichever way it goes.
Unsportsmanlike conduct against the Kings.
Okay, now that's 2, right? We can't be doing that. I mean, not now. Look at this. We got to pin these guys down here. This is a big, first quarter, but this is an important series right here, and we got to quit doing this kind of stuff.
In this type of game, Randall, every single series is very important.
Thank you. Yes.
There's no series that means less than the other. It's a game of inches. Right. 1 inch in the first quarter could make the difference in the overall score of the game.
I love it when you correct me, proving that I was right. I think you're right. You're right. It is a big one. I'm with you on that.
So the Fury will line up on their own 48-yard line after the personal foul. Quarterback under center, 4 wide, 1 back, drops back, fakes the handoff, throws it deep down the right side, got a man, and it just through his fingertips, and that's going to be incomplete.
Good coverage. We got 32 down there.
John Reese on the coverage there. It was good coverage. He stayed right with his man and applied enough pressure to make him miss that reception. It seems to me like I'm watching these passing routes, and these wide receivers are stepping out, and they're coming with slight slants, like a post type of route, which is kind of right at the heart of our zone defense, and it's kind of causing a little confusion, and they're trying to hit us in the soft spots. Now, we've been doing this broadcast all season long, and the Fury have had a chance to watch all of these games that we have played, so they know what we do, and they have had a chance to study film on us, so we'll see if the Kings can match it up and do something better. Fakes the pass, handoff, right up the middle. Makes a couple men miss. Ben Emu on the tackle.
Yeah, Ben's one of the linebackers. You want the linebackers to be able to pick up that draw, but that was an awful quick move. Headed on upfield. What happens there is they do that a few times, and typically the draw blocking scheme is you can tell what they're doing. So hopefully the guys on the line, we got the guys inside there, they'll start realizing, because what happens is on a draw, the offensive lineman will wheel on you. Start picking that up. So it was a nice draw. I don't think those draws are going to keep working. I think the interior guys are going to start reading that block a little bit better.
So 1st and 10 from the Kings 32-yard line. Takes a snap under center, hands the ball off up the middle. Oh, no, it's a fake. Overthrows his receiver.
And that guy was a little too open for my preferences there.
Yeah, it looked like that's kind of a soft spot so far throughout this. I hope we can make some adjustments on our defensive scheme to cover that area of the field a little bit better.
Especially he was a little deep too. I mean, he was behind the guys. It was, and before the last few plays, he's been able to get inside, like you said, find a weak place in the zone. On that one, looked like he got behind the guy, and that's something that, the thing is, that's something that hopefully you pick up on that, and then you'll be able to backpedal out there. Then that gives it easier access underneath, of course.
2nd and 10, shotgun set.
Well,
some movement on the line there.
Well, here's the thing. When the whole defensive line jumps off sides,
so a full start.
You think it's, on the offense. There we go. Now, I've said that a couple of times in the past, and it's been the offensive line, but when everybody jumps off sides, on the defense, that is, lots of times you think, hopefully some offensive guy jumped there in the middle that drew him off, which is what happened.
Yeah, so that's going to bring up, it's going to remain 2nd down. It's going to be 2nd down and 15 yards to go from the 42-yard, or the 37-yard line, rather, for the Kings. Gives the handoff.
Oh, yeah.
In the backfield by an entire team of Kings.
Yeah, team led by number 40, Sergio Brown. He exploded through there. That was a good read. I don't think he was on a blitz. That's one of the things. We got some really good linebackers in there. And what they do is they are so good, so quick, moving laterally. They read the hole that the running back is planning on hitting it. And you have the choice as a linebacker. You can either wait back on this side and be safe, or you can attack that hole, and that's what he did. He wasn't on a blitz. He just read the offensive line. He saw where the running back was going to go through, and he got through the hole before the running back got there. That was some good linebacker play.
Looks like there's a penalty against the Fury as well.
And more tomfoolery. We'll take that. That's a biggie, too.
That's a 15-yarder.
So it either happened where the tackle was made, or it happened after the play was over, which would be a dead ball foul, because they backed it up from where the ball ended, so that was from the subsequent spot.
So that's going to be 3rd down and about 30 yards to go on this play. It's a mile. Shotgun set 4 wide, 1 back, takes a snap, looks right, throws it right, got a man. Makes the tackle right there on the sideline. That's Sean Parker on the tackle. That's going to bring up 4th down. The Kings held him, and they put him out of field goal range, too. It was pretty close to start on that last play before this last series here.
Yep. Isaiah Martin making one of his first appearances in the game, got upfield, put a little bit of pressure on him. So it's good to see him out there. At the other end is Vika, number 26. We've been watching him quite a bit this year. So rounding out the defensive line.
Looks like they're going to be going for it actually here. 4th down from the 48-yard line.
Okay.
Takes a snap.
There,
quick kicks it.
That was smart. See, that's what you do.
Favorable bounce for the Kings, and it goes into the end zone. That's going to be a touchback. It's pretty close there, actually. Almost, if it would have got the correct bounce, it might have stopped there right on the goal line.
Yeah, it's that old ball belongs to spheroid with the weird bounces. If it had any slightly less of a forward roll, it would have bounced and set right there, and that would have been one heck of a kick. Because, I'm thinking, too, is like where they are, the 50-yard line. I mean, just do a pooch punt, stick it way up in the air, which, in essence, what they did. That was smart, right? One of the quick kicks. You don't see that as much anymore as you used to in the old days, and sometimes in this case, it was almost a great call.
So the Kings will take over on the 20-yard line. 80 yards to drive to score another touchdown. 1st and 10. Our stadium lights have taken over here tonight. Hands the ball off up the middle. Makes a cut, makes a man miss, and goes down. About no gain on the play. Marcus Reed on the carry.
Yeah, they're willing to run it inside. We need to get maybe a little more movement there on the defensive line, but those are some big, tough guys, too. That's another thing. We didn't talk about that in the pregame, but they were specifically, I talked to some of the owners and the coaches on the Furies side, and they were particularly fired up about their interior defense.
Fakes the handoff, looks left, steps up in the pocket, throws it to the sideline. Salgado makes the catch and goes down at the 32-yard line. That's going to be good for a Kings first down.
Now, typically what you do is that the chains are supposed to be opposite of the press box. The last game it wasn't like that way, but anyway, opposite of the press box. But you usually, on the side of the press box, you have a single post. It's the line to gain. They don't have that here, and yet, as we talked about before in the beginning, before we started this game, our receivers just know where to go. Even though there was no post on this side, they just knew where to go. He knew where to go for the first down.
4 wide out, shotgun set, takes a snap, looks right,
picked it up,
got a man. Pass is complete out to the 37-yard line.
So the Fury have not been showing a lot of blitzes. They've been pretty much playing it just straight up front. This time they did send the linebacker. We picked it up well, made a good completion, 6-7 yards. Keep doing that, and that will stop them from blitzing. Or what we really would like is for them to keep blitzing us to take advantage of that and break a big one.
Yeah, it's going to be 2nd down and 4 yards to gain. Takes the snap, fakes the handoff, throws it
going deep
down the right sideline, runs into the defender as he's making his route. Incomplete pass.
Yeah, the defender had good position on him. He was looking back. He jostled him pretty good there, but it seemed to me that was a good no call. Wait a minute. No, that was a bad. Wait a minute, that's the wrong team. Yeah, no, that was good. Good position by the defender.
3rd down and 4.
Cruz is having time. I like that. He's back there. He's unloading the ball, and a bunch of these could almost be big plays.
Yeah, it's probably going to make the Fury pay in the long run.
Yeah.
Cruz takes the snap, looks left, got a man, takes a big hit on the incompletion there. Intended receiver Mike Waller Jr.
Now that was not a cheap shot, but it was a shot in the head. And you know what? We got to change this league, because as Ray loves to point out, these guys, they're just here for the love of the game. And you get out there and you get into it and you absolutely go for it. But we have to eliminate. We have to make it a penalty if you hit a player in the head. And in fact, I would jump a little further out there. I think that if you hit a receiver in the head, and it's not a penalty because it's not such a vicious hit, I think it should be an automatic completion at that point. So I think the rules need to be adjusted so that if you hit a receiver like that who doesn't catch the ball, automatic completion at that point.
Paul Dickey set to punt the ball away. This is 2 consecutive drives by both teams, one for each of them, that has resulted in a punt. So the team's starting to feel each other out, and punt is up. It's a short punt. Bounces out about the 41-yard line down. That's where the Fury will take over.
Did someone touch that punt? I didn't see that. It's just the weird wobble of the ball in the air. Of course, it may have just been off the side of his foot. But did you see that? Did someone get to that?
I saw a guy that was close in there, but I don't think that he made any contact with the ball.
Okay, so just reiterating this, what I said before, is one of the ways to make this game safer, and we have to make it safer, that's all there is to it, is that if a receiver takes a blow to the head, it's an automatic completion at that point. Don't need to throw a penalty, but you get hit in the head. We got to stop hitting these receivers over the middle when they don't have the ball in the head.
Fury take over. 1st and 10 from their own 40-yard line. Takes the snap, fakes the handoff, got pressure in his face, got a man wide open right over the middle. It's taken down at the 22-yard line.
Yeah, that was the inside receiver there. I didn't see the move he made, but he was able to split the two defenders. Again, the quarterback was not back a whole lot of time. It wasn't like he pumped a couple of times. I don't think he went to a secondary receiver. That's a case where you got to cover the receivers a little longer than that to give your defensive line a chance to put some pressure on the quarterback.
Yeah, it seems like the quarterback and his receivers are on good timing with each other. They seem to be in the right place at the right time.
Showing blitz.
Hands the ball off up the middle, one cut. Gets hit in the front. There's a penalty flag on the field.
And that's thrown in the area that you hope it's offensive holding. That was a good play there. The linebacker, it was showing blitz. I don't know that he was actually coming, but they actually ended up running there, and so he came hard. There was nothing to gain there. A good defensive play by the Kings.
And it is offensive holding there on that play.
Yeah, I didn't see that, but it was thrown in that area. Hey, you know what, though? I tell you what, they take the ball down. Sacramento takes the ball down, scores on the first series. We don't see that too much. And then we come back down all the way down the field. One heck of an offensive drive, and then we have a little problem there with the extra point. But we're down here at the end of the first quarter, and we're battling with them. So the great thing is a little adversity hasn't shut us down yet anyway.
Yeah, so that's going to bring us to the end of the first quarter. Your Puyallup Nation Kings 6, Capital City Fury 9.
So we regroup. It has cooled down a little bit. It was unbelievably hot today.
Yeah, it was extremely hot. Coming from the Pacific Northwest, it is definitely way hot down here.
Yeah.
We don't see triple-digit temperatures very often, and when we do, we stay inside up there. But everybody seemed to be out and about, and they're out here playing football. It's still probably about 100 degrees out still. But it feels nice and cool, comparatively speaking. Fakes the handoff, throws it down the right side.
We got a guy in position.
Oh. Great defense on that play by John Reese.
Number 32 was down there. I tell you what, he was in great position. Here we go. That's his ball.
Turns his head, looks at the ball. That's when the receiver becomes the defender at that point.
And that was a nice replay there. I like the way we have that set up and the way it's going there. And the only one that was going to catch that was our defensive guy.
Apparently they let him play one more play before the end of the quarter. Now they're switching sides.
There must have been a penalty. Either there was a penalty or they were supposed to have stopped the clock earlier.
Yeah, it was the holding call that was on that play that stopped them from ending the quarter on that play. So as the team switch sides here, basically, as far as I'm seeing, Randall, I think that the defense our secondary needs to maybe try to get up and throw this timing off of these wide receivers, maybe bump them off the line, do something to that effect in order to make it so the quarterback doesn't know exactly where they're going to be when they come off, but still not get beat, of course.
Yeah. Hey, no, that's not a bad strategy. A bump and run, have a guy up front. What you have to do there, though, is you got to be careful because a good quick receiver, and these guys are quick, right? You beat that guy right off the ball. I'm not saying they would beat the Kings right off the ball, but you beat that guy, you have to have people over the top, so you're not going to be doing blitzing, but we're not blitzing too much anyway, so I'm with you. Maybe come up, bump them up to change their timing, redirect the route, and then cover them over the top.
Allen barking out orders to his wide receivers, takes the snap, throws it across the middle. It's got a man, makes a spin move, tries to get away, and gets taken down by Isaiah Sept.
That is thus far has been one fine offensive passing, a fine passing offense.
Yeah, they seem to be on time with their passing. Allen is their quarterback out there, number 4. He's been running the show out there. He's done some trickery with the play actions, the fake passes to the draws. It's keeping the Kings on their toes, or on their heels maybe at this point.
He's one of those guys, where you see quarterbacks that just manage the game. They're just in control out there. What do you always got large and in charge? I like how you say that. Not that the quarterbacks are necessarily that large, but you sure get that sense from him. Just watching him manage the game, that this is a guy that really understands what's going on out there, understands his receivers, but more importantly, certainly seems to understand defensive backfield and their approach.
Yeah, the Kings are going to have to reevaluate exactly what they're doing on defense, and I'm sure they will. We've seen other games where they come out and look sluggish, and they get some plays on them, but then they come out and they make adjustments, and then they come in and they play the defense they need. I don't know that there's been a game this season where we haven't seen at least one interception or one fumble recovery, and a lot of times we'll see defensive touchdowns as a result of those plays.
Right. And the thing is too is that the Fury they've had some close games this year. They had a 6-0 game next to the last game. They had another game they won 24-22. In fact, they've had 5 games that they won by less than 2 TDs. So they're used to being and staying in the game for quite a while. It'll be good to see how we handle this.
Exactly.
So on blitz.
Throws it to the side, got a man, makes the catch, gets driven out of bounds about the 12-yard line there.
That's tough because the quarterback's not back there very long, and I don't see right. You find something else. I'm almost thinking we got to get these ends just getting upfield and contain the quarterback, because what happens is when they're throwing the ball that quickly, sometimes you start sending your ends inside, making more of an inside rush because you want to get there quicker. The thing is, I don't think we can send people because we got to get better coverage back into the defensive backfield. I think our ends need to explode upfield and get some push up the middle, and hopefully we'll cover them a little better in the back.
1st and 10, takes the snap, hands it off up the middle, makes a man miss, goes down about the 7-yard line. A little jump cut in the backfield there got him free for a couple more yards. Otherwise, he was going to get hit back there in the backfield. That was
a nice move. Joseph Tidialil, yeah, that's easy for me to say. The linebacker, number 6, made a good hit him pretty hard there, and then another linebacker came across and finished it up and held him to, he still got about 5 yards there, so hopefully we'll do a little better on this.
2nd down, the 2-yard line is the goal to gain. Fakes the handoff, slant route right in the middle. That's good for a touchdown there.
Yeah, okay, here we go. We got us a game, and this is something, this is kind of interesting because, Ray, we mentioned this a couple of games ago, is that when you're down on the goal line, right, and you're on defense, it doesn't matter what's going on, you can't get beat to the inside. You cannot let the receiver release inside. I mean, you don't even argue about that. There's not even any discussion on that. This happened to us a few games ago, and that's something you got to look at. On the goal line, if the guy gets one step inside, you're behind him, his body is holding you off, and it's the easy touchdown.
Fury line up for the extra point.
And that's the case where you're talking about, they line up on them and bump them. Well, what you're worried about there is a fade to the end zone, right, to the far corner. Well, you can't let them be, and that's where they should take your advice, what you're saying. Get up tight on them, bump them, redirect them. You got to stop them from coming over the middle, because that's where they're really hurting us.
Yeah. Especially because those are straight timing routes. Those are, quarterback take a 2 or 3 step drop and he throws the ball immediately to that position,
right?
Because that person's supposed to be open in the scheme of things.
And in that case, it's not even. You are completely correct, right? Except it doesn't even have to be a timing route. If you're the quarterback and your receiver on the goal line gets 1 foot, he's got his leg 1 foot inside of the defensive back, and you're on the goal line, he's in there. That's a touchdown. The defender isn't going to be able to do anything about that.
That play was blown dead before they got the kickoff up. It looks like they're going to go for 2 now. Hands the ball off and gets in there for 2.
Well, now we haven't been in this position before.
So that's going to bring the score to Kings 6, Fury 17. 11-point deficit at this point, Randall. The Kings need to obviously get this going here. The game is definitely not out of hand. We are very early in the second quarter. The Kings have been known to be able to put up huge amounts of points in short periods of time.
Right.
And I anticipate seeing some of that. We've done a lot of the short runs on the inside. I anticipate to see some of these longer passes towards the outside.
Well, okay, look at this, right? What are we getting hurt on? Well, the quarterback, he's not sitting back there all day. We're getting fairly good pressure on him. They've had some good runs, but they're not tearing us up. I think what's happening is one thing. The receivers are getting open over the middle, and we got some great coaches over there, right? In other words, they're not really killing us on a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
It's
been relatively one-dimensional as far as how they've attacked us. And if we can stop that from happening, I think that we have a great chance to get back into this game. And I think our offense will just do what it does anyway. It's a very deep kick. Received at the goal line, takes it out.
Mike Waller there. Going the wrong way.
Going backwards a little bit, and gets dropped about the 13 or 14-yard line there.
And that's a great illustration of what we always talk about. Is like, right, get what you can, but then set your foot, head upfield. We didn't lose a whole lot, not that bad, but there wasn't much out there. And that's the idea, is just, especially in this case where we are, we need everything we can get. We don't really want it down around the 10-yard line. Take it, make a cut, make a couple cuts, and then head on upfield. Easy for me to say up here in the press booth, of course.
Yeah, the Fury actually had really good coverage on that kick. They stayed in their lanes, and they were well disciplined, and were able to get in there and make the tackle. Even when he started to cut the other direction, they stayed where they were, stayed at home, and made the tackle.
They have been they've shown real discipline on their special teams. You know that?
Yeah.
On the kickoff teams, on the kick return teams. That does seem to be a disciplined team over there.
So now your Kings will take the ball 1st and 10 from the 12-yard line, working left to right on your screen.
Showing
Cruz
blitz, they
takes
picked
the
it
snap.
up.
Little dump pass. Gets swallowed up. It looks like it's going to be a little bit of a loss there. Loss of about 2 on the play. McCutcheon on the reception.
That was interesting because it was a screen over the middle. They were showing blitz up the middle. Maybe we can see that again. The linebacker was showing blitz up the middle. In that case, you kind of want to let them go through. So a little late, they picked them up, and then there were people there where the middle screen was they were trying to run the middle screen.
So that'll bring up 2nd down, about 12 yards to go. Kings light up 4 wide, shotgun set, 1 back. Cruz takes a snap, steps up in the pocket, pump fakes, throws it out, makes the catch, gets down to about the 35-yard line. That's Darnell Thompson on the reception.
And how sweet a play was. Watch him in there. He's in there. He's got pressure, steps up, doesn't panic, right? Makes the panic, comes out here. Look at the nice soft touch. Look at him float that ball. And that's a tough catch right there because he knows he's going to get hit. Those are a couple of sweet plays all around.
Yeah, he actually made eye contact with Thompson and just kind of floated it over his shoulder. And Thompson did exactly what he was supposed to do to receive that ball.
Let's see that again. We got an injury timeout, so Cruz is over there and good sportsmanship. Here's the pressure. Look at him. Look at him step up. Got it. Tucks it away. Slides out, and then that sweet touch. How's it get better? Look at the gutsy cut. Perfect pass. Where are you going to throw it better?
I don't think you can.
Yeah, but then that's number 19. That's Darnell Thompson. You know, he had the guts to stay in there, catch that pass, and it's the thing we talk about again. That's just another one of the stable of thoroughbreds we have out there at wide receiver.
Yeah, that's number 99, Basped, coming off the field for them. He's a big guy. He's playing defensive end today, and I think they probably could use him on the field, so that might be an advantage for the Kings to not have him on the field. He walked off on his own power, so it looks like he's going to be okay. So we don't know the extent of it. Kings take the ball, handoff. McCutcheon swallowed up, gets about 1 yard, maybe 2 on the carry.
Yeah, he hit in there, but you know what? He slowed down a little bit right before the contact, which there's nothing else he could do. I mean, it wasn't going to happen, but it does seem that possibly our running backs are not quite as confident with the offensive line knocking the people off the ball. Those are big, strong guys in there. So that's what I'd like to see. Maybe we can start pushing those big defenders back a little bit.
So it's going to bring up 2nd down, about 9 yards to go. Kings working from their own 35-yard line. Cruz takes a snap, looks left, floats it over the top. Got him, man, makes the catch right at the marker.
First down.
That's Pierre Coliver on the reception.
And now watch the right guard pull out. Missed him a little bit. The right guard pulled out with number 73. He was able to pull out and pick up the edge rusher. That's good footwork. That's good ability. And that was a nice play there by our right guard, Andrew Pina.
Pina's been all over the field this year. He's been making great plays.
Well, and especially there, too, because you're coming out and you're picking up, and they've been putting some pretty good pressure on us. So that was a nice job to give the quarterback enough time. And I'm not sure what they're discussing here because it should be a first down, one would think, if you were a King anyway.
As the Kings break the huddle, there's no ball on the ground.
Well, that could be the problem. Okay, here comes the official. He's going to explain this. by hand signals, of course. Personal foul. There you go.
So they're going to tack on another 15 yards against the Fury. That's going to give the Kings a pretty good field position in Fury territory. I think that the refs may be just trying to calm these teams down so that there aren't any more personal fouls and calling them when, I didn't see that hit out of bounds. It looked like he, made contact, but I didn't see a major blatant hit.
Yeah, we'll take it. That's a biggie.
Hands the ball off right up the middle.
Is that our guy France in there for his first carry of the game?
No, that's McCutcheon on the carry.
There we go.
Gets about 1 yard on the gain. Now, running the ball is not necessarily going to give you big chunks of yardage every time, but it's going to wear down the defense. It's going to make them play honest on the passing coverage. So, do you see that as what the Kings are doing at this point?
Well, yeah. I mean, everything you say is completely true. I mean, what running the ball will do is also keep your linebackers in so they can't drop. That makes them less likely to come underneath where crossing patterns or short hooks, stuff like that, and it will slow down your pass rush also.
4 wide shotgun set. Cruz takes a snap, fakes the handoff, steps up in the pocket, rolls to the right, got a man, makes the catch. That's Catron Barquette with the stiff arm, and he's rumbling. He's not even afraid. He gets down to about the 10-yard line. There's about 7 Fury defenders on him, and he still gets it up there.
And look at him get to the open spot too. Great job by Cruz keeping the game alive. Makes a couple of quick moves there. Yeah. Now, if a couple other Kings receivers could have got off over in there and thrown a block over there, that could have possibly helped him get another yard.
Yeah, Deshaun Salgado was up there a little bit deeper on the field, but he couldn't really get in there because Catron had them all on his back at that point.
Yeah, that's true.
Kings got the ball deep in Fury field position on the 11-yard line. Cruz takes the snap, steps up in the pocket, making it run for himself, throws an underhand to the end zone. That's good for a Kings touchdown.
Sports Center.
Dun-dun-dun, dun-dun-dun.
What is
Catron Barquette with the reception. Take a look at this, folks.
Underhand.
He gets bottled up. He can't even throw it over his hand. He switches hands with the ball and throws it right up the middle. And Catron, with those soft hands, makes the catch.
That's the best play so far that scored. You remember a few games ago, he threw one behind his back.
I do remember that.
Yeah.
That was uncanny, and I think that they were just trying to make something crazy happen.
That
play in itself, you see that little shuffle pass like that. That's a la Aaron Rodgers, Brett Favre.
Yes.
These guys have been known to do that when they get in trouble and the pocket's collapsing on them. They're rolling out to the side. They got a man that's close enough that they can throw these little underhand or shovel passes, and it was not probably a planned play, but they improvised and scored a touchdown.
Yeah, no, it definitely wasn't planned.
Paul Dickey lines up for the extra point. Kick is down. Kick is blocked. Ball is bouncing all over the place.
And they're going to give us 2 for that.
They're going to give us 2 points.
Which makes up for the 2 points they got, although they had to run 100 yards for it.
Exactly. So some sloppy play. Let's look at this. He jumps up, makes the block. Ball bouncing all over the place. No one can pick it up, and then Kings land out in the end zone.
Less than a touchdown behind. This is good. This is good. I tell you what, because again, as I mentioned, our opponents have had 5 games where they won by less than 2 touchdowns. We're used to blowing people out, and that happens when you have a team that is athletically so good, so superior, that they run into a little adversity sometimes. What is going on there, Ray?
It looks like they're trying to figure out whether that's a score or what. I don't know if there's a penalty on the play.
Well, the question is if you block it, and then if you block it and then the offense picks it up, can they then run in and have it count as 2 points? So that I think that would be the question that they're having.
Referee warning the Fury to stay back off the field here.
And I hope the Fury disregard his warning and keep standing out there yelling at him. Throw the flag. Throw the flag.
He's giving him a warning.
So anyway, getting back to what I was saying is that, when you have a team that has been bigger and more athletic than the people we've been playing, well, then lots of times you just win. And you can develop, we're not like that, but you can develop the bully attitude. And then all of a sudden you get smacked in the face, figuratively, of course. Then how do you respond to that? Well, we've responded well thus far. This is exciting. Here we go.
So it looks like they're going to line up to try the extra point again. I'm not sure exactly what happened to get us to this point.
Unless they blew the whistle or something like that.
Maybe there was offsides or something to that effect. So Dickey set to kick off or kick up the extra point.
Yeah, that's defense. So if they called out the right end move, but the right defensive end to our right, their left defensive end jumped and got us to move. That's on them. That's half the they called it on us. That's bad call. That is a bad call. Let's run that again. Watch to our right, their left defensive end. Watch him jump. No, we didn't catch it in time.
I saw it, though, Randall.
He completely jumped, and that rule in the old days, they changed that rule. Here we go again.
We're going to try for the extra point. Kick is up. Kick is no good. It's wide right. So that's going to bring our score to Kings 12, Fury 17.
Yeah, I'm not going to get that upset with a bad call because he's still 5 yards. You should still be able to hit that. So, well, I can complain. Oh, if it hadn't been for the 5 yards, they'd have made that. No, but that is something again. The point is, if the defensive guy flinches or jumps across and the offensive guy moves, that's the defensive penalty. Because we go back last game where Cruz just got nailed. That's because the defensive guy jumped, offensive guy let him go, which he shouldn't do. Offensive guy didn't jump on that. He come in, lowers his head, knocks our quarterback out onto the ground, and that's the point. That's why they have to call that, because if the defensive guy jumps like that, the offense has to respond to protect their guys in the backfield.
So with that score, makes the Kings 12, Fury 17. No extra point, no two-point conversion on that play. Kings drove the ball down. One penalty in their favor that got them an extra 15 yards towards the end of that. But they got in. They scored the touchdown with that beautiful shovel pass. We'll see. This game's closing. They were closing the distance on them. We got a 5-point lead for the Fury. 9 minutes and 40 seconds to go here in the second quarter. A whole lot of game to play still. Dickey kicks off. That's a good kick. Can be received to the 4-yard line. Takes it up the right side, makes a cut to the left, meets a whole team of Kings there, and gets dropped about the 30-yard line.
That was pretty good. I mean, they got back to the 30, right? So you always want to hold them down into the 20. But I'll tell you what, that running back, or the kick returner, he saw a seam, and he accelerated into it, and our guys were still in their lanes and did a pretty good job of stopping him. I thought for a second he might break some bigger yardage, but it was not bad discipline, not bad execution on our kickoff team.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what it took on that play.
Yep.
And we stayed in our lanes, stayed in our spots, filled the gaps, and made the tackle when it came right down to it. And you're right, he saw a seam, and he started to accelerate up there right up until he met 3 Kings players and stopped in his tracks.
Yeah, we got Michael Hutcherson at right defensive end here. He's a tight end. He's lining up outside here. Gets off on the ball, gets upfield. Coming in on him.
Pump fake, got a man way down deep down the field. Oh, just overthrows him. Anthony Toomer on coverage. Got a step on him actually on that play, and we're lucky that wasn't passed a little bit softer there. That was Jared Dixon on the intended receiver on the play.
Yeah, and that was a long pass, right? So the quarterbacks had to stay in the pocket a little longer, and right after he threw it, the right defensive end we mentioned earlier got into him. Here he says, steps up, throws it, got to him, just a little bit too late. And that's the deal, where you were talking about when you need to bump and run them. The only problem is that when you get people up close, then you can run into problems over the top like that.
He's going to bring up 2nd down and 10 from the 31-yard line.
We got to get to the quarterback.
Throws it right over the middle, makes a big hit right on him right there. It was a clean hit. He's still down. He's just now getting up. That's Ben Emu. Big Ben
Emo. One of our favorite guys out there. Good sportsmanship too, right? Picks it up. Of course, it's a little easier to be a good sportsman when you just knock the p-heck out of someone.
I don't know what p-heck is, but we're going to roll with it, Randall.
Yeah,
bring up 3rd down and about 5.5 yards to go here. Kings looking to make a big stop here. We got to cover those slant routes, those post routes. and get some pressure in on that quarterback. You know, they haven't got to him yet today. Once they do, I think it's going to change this thing up a little bit.
Well, they can't get to him because he's unloading real quick. Show him blitz inside. They picked it up well. They're held.
Intercepted.
There we go.
Takes it up. He's got some blockers in front of him. Goes out. That's Jerome Williams on the interception. He throws it right. Quarterback got pressure in his face, threw it over the middle. Receiver was not ready. You'll see him as he comes out here. And Jerome just steps up and makes that interception. Looked like a pass directly to him.
And watch our right end. They held him, right? So they're holding on to that. He's held on to him. He's held all the way. And that's a good thing because if they hadn't held him, he might have got a sack. So that was a good play all around. We were on him. We had guys. Our rush was on him. The offensive line was holding our guy, which is good because then that gave the quarterback enough time. He was pressured, but he was unloaded it into the defensive back's hands. First down, Kings.
Yeah, that's exactly what we were talking about. You get some pressure in on that quarterback. He can make some mistakes, and the Kings can capitalize. Again, as I was saying earlier, Kings get an interception or fumble recovery every game. Cruz takes a snap, fakes the handoff, pump fake, throws it down to the right side. Got a man. He throws his own interception. He gets dropped down at the 1 yard line.
Wow, that was good coverage.
That was great coverage on the play. That's Elder, number 2, on the coverage there.
And what you see there is that's the guy over the top. That was a real smart play. He wasn't the guy in coverage originally. The receiver ran away from the underneath coverage, and that's where we talk about it before. When the guy comes over the top, you go, how did he not see him? But you see that all the time. That was not the defensive back the quarterback was keying off of. He came over the top. He's playing deep center field, and the quarterback did not see him. That's one of those things where that great soft touch that our guy Cruz has is not as a liability in that case, because it lets that guy playing deep center field, just reacting to the ball, lets him come over the top. That's where you need a little harder pass, but that was not the opportunity in that case to make a good hard pass.
Yeah, Pierre Colover was the intended receiver on that play, and I don't think he saw the man coming over, so he didn't really jump to try to catch it at the peak or anything of that nature. Kings line up on defense here. Got them pinned back deep in their own territory.
Good place to get them.
Don't even show much pressure. It's a screen pass. Gets taken down about the 10-yard line. You spot him at the 11.
Good swarming defense, not making the tackle, but getting over there is big Paul Stevens, number 99. That's good hustle. And but he was, I don't know who got him originally, but that was good hustle from a defensive lineman to make sure the running back wasn't going to go any further, or the ball carrier.
It's going to bring up second down and about 2 yards to go here from their deep in their own territory, about the 11-yard line. Kings stayed disciplined on that play. They did not try to overdo it, try to pressure the quarterback too hard. The Fury drew up that screen pass, which would have been very bad if we would have pressured a lot up the middle. Hands the ball off, bounces to the outside, got a whole bunch of Kings defenders in his face. That's going to be good for a loss there. That's going to bring him down to about the 7-yard line and bring up third down.
Yeah, that was third. That was well, I thought it was 13 that got up there. That's the number that we're seeing, 13. That's what we have is Brian Stogsdill, the quarterback. I'm not sure who's playing at number 13, but he did a good job. He got upfield, was able to keep the quarterback inside. The quarterback then had to bounce out, and what we liked there was the pursuit, was the rest of the Kings getting there. So 13 we have down as the quarterback. I'm not quite sure who that is, unless it's Stogsdill playing defensive end.
Does not look like Stogsdill, I will say that.
Good stance, too. He knows what he's doing. Comes out the belt, good move.
Hands the ball off up the middle. Gets down about the 16-yard line. That's going to be good for a first down for the Fury.
Yeah, that was a good run for them. That was a good one.
Yeah, he had a lot of room on the left side of his line there. He was able to just step up and move up.
And yeah, what happens there is it was a good outside rush by not the quarterback, number 13. Well, we're not quite sure who that is. Good, hard outside rush, and the problem there was a little delay handoff. Guy on the end gets upfield. Opens up a little gap there between him and the interior guys that are trying to push upfield, and the running back hit that gap pretty good and got him out of danger down there.
So the Fury got a little bit of a little breath of fresh air getting out of their end zone there. start this off 1st and 10 from the 11-yard line. Fakes the handoff, throws it deep down the right side.
We got a
two
guy
wide
there.
receivers, got two of us
Yes,
there.
indeed.
There he is again. Makes an interception, takes it to the 30, the 25, the 20, the 10, the 5. Touchdown, Kings!
Yeah. And
Jerome Williams again with the touchdown.
And in the very end, who are we going to give some credit to there? I love it here. Now what's number 5? What are we doing here? Number 5, Dante Green threw the last block. That was all the way down by the end zone, right? But he threw the last block to give us the touchdown. Do we have that on a?
So that's going to bring the score to 18-17. Your Kings take the lead by 1 point with 5 minutes and 50 seconds to go here in the second quarter of the game.
Oh yes.
Easy come, easy go.
Yeah, wait. Yes, I'll go for that. I'm not quite sure if I. Yes, I'll take that absolutely. And again, you know what I love that is that the he was down there. It went deep. We probably would end up scoring, but the wide receiver getting down there, or the defensive back. That was what I should be saying. Getting down there, throwing the last block. What's going on down here? So we have the quarterback on the sideline, and he's a good level-headed guy. So you're wondering what's happening there. Is he trying to get his football back? That's what happened. They stole our football. Those guys.
Yeah, so looks like they're going to go for 2 on this play and try to take a 3-point lead.
Hey, you know what? And that's a sharp guy right there. He's in charge. He knows what's going on. Wait a minute. Hold on. That's not the football I'm used to using. Where's the football? You mean the Fury took our football to the sidelines? That's a dang good play right there. Good alert play by our quarterback.
Yeah, so this is a tale of 2 quarters here. The Kings have been putting it on here in the second quarter, the second half of the second quarter. A couple early mistakes, but the defense has come through and made some big plays to keep the offense in the game. Again, we see this every time. The Kings seem to be good on special teams, on defense and on offense. So wait till that offense lights up, and it's going to be a show, folks.
Yeah, we got trips down here. Do we got something going?
The trips to the bottom of your field.
Yeah.
McKee in motion to the top of your top. Throws it out there. He's got McKee wide open. Oh, and he hits him helmet to the ball and pops it right out. It's an incomplete for a failed 2-point conversion. Great play, great idea.
Yeah.
He had his man, made the catch, but the defender put his helmet right there on the ball.
Good play by the defender. See, and that's old Mac Daddy, the offensive coordinator over there, trips down here to the bottom, motions up into doubles to the top, and goes to the top. So that was smart. He put some pressure on the defense. Here's the touchdown. No, it's not. I think
there's a good defensive play prior to the interception.
Yes, and we thank you for showing that because that was a good form tackle coming in, hitting the ball, and I suspect that wasn't exactly the replay that was thought that was going to come up.
So after the failed two-point conversion, it still brings the score to Kings 18, Fury 17. 5:50 to go here in the second quarter. It's been quite a game so far, Randall. We've had all different kinds of stuff go on here as far as offensive and defensive plays. I mean, currently, I got to hand it to Jerome Williams. He is definitely the player of the game at this point with 2 interceptions, one for about a 40-yard return for a touchdown. Incredible play.
Oh, yeah, and I feel good. I feel good about this situation because I didn't want to say this when we were way down, but we traveled 1,000 miles. You talk about it's tough to travel sometimes. We come down here, not quite 1,000 miles, like maybe more like 700, but still on the road like that. They came in piecemeal at different times getting here, so I feel real good about what's happening right now.
I think our Kings are in mid-game stride at this point. Dickey to kick off, kicks the ball. It's a deep kick. It's out to the 7-yard line. It's returned.
Not much pressure, though.
He's got a lot of blockers out in front of him. He's got some room. Only Paul Dickey to beat. Dickey trips him up just enough.
We got the ball. Let's see this again. He ripped it out of his hands while he was running. Let's see this again. That was good because that defender, he wasn't on the ground when I saw him with the ball. And, of course, I'm a King. So awful loose. See how loose he's holding it? Awful close.
Yeah, they're going to call him down. He had a hold of the ball, and he definitely ripped it once he hit the ground, but they're going to call him down there.
Yeah. it's
still
close
pumps
to
them
our
up
game.
quite a bit, and that's great to see. So we don't have any problem with seeing these guys actually get some fury. Oh wait, get some fire in
except
them.
for that. Except for the now it's on the 40, R40.
So that with that great return, it's the Fury's going to take the ball here from the Kings 40-yard line. Kings looking to make a big stop again.
Yeah,
get
this
their
is
offense
it.
back on the field or cause another turnover.
This is the time to make a stance, make a statement here, right? 5.5 minutes to go.
4 wide, shotgun set, 1 back. Takes a
Bring in
snap,
blitz.
pump fake, throws it to the left. Throws it short of his receiver there. Intended receiver was a little ahead of that play there. Looks like his timing might have been a little bit off on that play.
Well, see, that was a pump fake right there, right? So he didn't just unload it right away, and by the time a pump fake, and then by the time he let it go, he had people on him. Now, we did send extra pressure that play, but that's the case. Hey, that's what's a little different than what was happening earlier, was that he's just 1, 2, 3 letting it go. Pump fake there, got some people on him. That's a good thing right there.
Yeah, it was a good play by our defense. They got in there, made him pump fake, I think, and then had a lot more pressure on him by the time he was really ready to release that ball. 4 wide, shotgun set, takes a snap, short pass to the left, got a man. He's going to take it and go out of bounds. They're going to spot him actually at the 27-yard line there.
Yeah, what happened there was the 2 receivers out there. The one receiver started blocking right away, and you got to react to that. When you're a defensive back and you see the guy that you're covering blocking, let's see that again. You got to fly up. The other defensive back needs to fly up and try to get involved a little bit quicker there. It's easy for me to say. I'm sitting up here in the press booth, but that is something you see when one receiver starts blocking for the other one. The defensive back that's covering the receiver that's blocking needs to fly into the picture. Bringing pressure.
Snap, short pass to the sideline. Nice tackle. Got him by the shoestrings there. That's Sean Parker again. He's been all over the field today, too.
Yeah, and the quarterback's not having a lot of time. Now, in that particular play, we brought extra people. We haven't been bringing a lot of extra people, but and that's it. A short run like that, a short pass like that, that means he's not having a lot of time to sit back there, which means receivers can't get way downfield, and that is a good point.
And that might be one of the adjustments we made after that first quarter. We
Bringing
got
more people.
4 minutes and 15 seconds to go here in the half.
They are off them, though, from what you were saying about bumping them.
Takes the snap, looks down to the field.
There they go.
Got some pressure inside.
Oh, yeah!
There it is. There's a big sack right there. Guess who? Vika Lafau.
That's Vika right there. That's a good play, and that once those things starts happening. Look at we got guys all over him.
Paul Stevens stopping him in the initially, and then there comes Vika with the hard tackle in the backfield. It's going to drop him down the 39-yard line.
Let's see that again if we can, if we have time, because the big thing here is we talk about this all the time, the synergy. You got the defensive ends getting upfield, keeping the quarterback in the pocket, right? But you have to have the big guys coming up the middle. And Paul Stevens, he came up the middle, and he made something happen. So Vika, in this case, lots of times the defensive end that makes a great rush gives it to the defensive tackle. In that case, the defensive tackle gave the sack to Vika.
That's the first sack of the game. 4 wide, shotgun set.
Showing
1
blitz,
back.
here they come, twist on the end.
Got a man wide open in the center there, running up the seam. Makes the catch. It gets taken down at the 12-yard line.
And that's the
That's
problem.
good for a first down for the Fury. Go ahead.
That's the problem right there with sending pressure, because people always say that, we're going to be attacking defense, we're going to go after them, right? It's coaching by cliche, that's what I call it, because who says, we're going to sit back and let them take the ball to us, but that's the problem. You send extra people like we did there, you man-to-man in the backfield, we've been showing we have some problems there, and that was a big play for Sacramento.
2 minutes and 56 seconds to go in the quarter.
That's why I am such a huge fan of actually the way we play usually, with just the 4 guys up front, right? And just you got to get the pressure on them with the 4. It's easy to say that, but that is the problem. You start sending pressure like that, especially here where we've been having some trouble covering. Go ahead there. They're taking timeout.
Timeout, Fury.
We've been having some trouble covering them when we have extra defensive backs. Now you put us on man-to-man, and so what am I doing? It didn't work, so now I'm complaining. Geez, I hate announcers that do that, right?
Well, I think that when you play man-to-man, you know your assignment, you know the guy you're covering, there's less likelihood of being any confusion, and guys can't set into a zone. And that's the thing with the zone defense, is that people can kind of go to where the zone is not covering. And that's, what a good wide receiver will do is try to set in those zones and be able to get the balls. And we've seen it with our team catching those passes in the open zone areas when the play breaks down or the zone becomes larger because the players go deeper. But
that is exactly right. They call it in the seam. You look for the seam between the zone. There's always going to be one. That's an outstanding point. And I caught myself. I hear that. See, I just am someone that's a defensive line coach. I'm someone that likes to just go with 4. And I just heard myself complaining about something after I saw the outcome. And that I was wrong, Ray. You are completely right. I do like just to not blitz a whole lot, but you're right. Exactly right on that, Ray.
He's going to line up under center. Got 3 backs in the backfield. This tackle in the backfield. And there's a good solid tackle on the edge there. And that's Jerome Williams on the tackle.
Jerome, player of the game, well, thus far in the first half.
Yeah, it's going to be a loss of 1 on that play.
Good play, and that's one of those things you can't really fault those defensive guys there, right there. That is just a coaching point. That is guys coming out. You want to break down, get in the hitting position. The problem there is you're not accelerating, not attacking them quite as much. But the thing in that case, it wasn't so bad because we were hitting them deep, and you'll do that if you're in the backfield. Go ahead and lay out at them, try to get them back there. You don't have to worry about it as much because they're not gaining yards yet. And then you have a good guy come over there like Jerome and finish it up and loss of yards. That was good play. Going at him hard, the first couple of guys. Last guy there, good form tackle.
4 wide shotgun set.
Coming blitz.
Fakes the handoff, throws a short pass down the sideline, and the receiver gets tripped up on his own feet and drops down himself at the 8-yard line. It's going to bring up 3rd down and about 5 to go.
Are we glad that he was stumbling there?
We sure are, because he looked like he had some daylight and would have been able to get in there for that touchdown. But fortunately, he was stumbling out of that after that reception and went down on his own accord.
And even if not a touchdown, I mean, inside of the 4-yard line, they can get a first down.
So the Fury line up on the Kings 9-yard line. 3rd down and about 5 yards to go for the first. Fakes the handoff, throws the slant route again, and makes the catch. That's good for a touchdown.
You can't get beat inside on the goal line. You know, I'm not saying I could have made that, but you just can't let the guy release. You can't let him release inside. You got to line up inside. Now, again, Ray, what does that give away if you line up inside?
Gives away the center of the field. Or it gives away the fade route on the outside.
It gives away the fade, but you know what? That's a touch pass. You got to be able to hit it. Now, Cruz can hit that. You can't let the receiver do a direct release. And it's a little different if he makes a fake, makes a move. You can't let him release inside on the goal line.
Do you think it's with that fake handoff that caused them to be able to run that play effectively there? Because with the fake handoff, they kind of put the defenders on their heels a little bit, thinking it was a run play at first, and then allowed them to open up that slant route.
Well, I certainly don't disagree with you giving extra point.
Kick is up.
I don't disagree with you pointing that out. I appreciate that because I don't like how players get criticized by announcers sometimes, although we didn't mention the player's name. But I would think a fake would even bring the defender even in tighter. So, yeah, it could have been, but that's a couple times, and this has happened in the other games too. You can't let a receiver release inside of you on the goal line.
So Kings 18, Fury 24, 1 minute and 2 seconds to go here in the first half of play. Kings are going to get the ball back after the half. They are also going to get the ball back right now, and they're going to try to work the ball down the field and see if they can get some points on the board, bring it within a closer game, and then also receive the ball after halftime. I expect to see a lot of adjustments.
Yes.
There's been some things that we've seen that are very correctable. They just need to have little coaching points that will improve their play for the second half of the game. And we've seen when they've been in a close game in the first half and they come out and they're a completely different team in the second half.
Yeah, we've seen that.
I hope to see that again today.
Yeah, right. And again, the things that are burning us or that are hurting us aren't really that amazing thing. They're little things.
Fury set to kick off the ball. Kick is up. Deep kick, received at the 4-yard line. Accelerates, gets down to about the 25-yard line, 26-yard line before he's taken down. Little extracurricular activity again on the field, a flag down.
There's going to be a personal foul. Which way does it go? Now, hopefully that is going to be against them, because early on in the year we had this problem. Of course, those games weren't close. We were getting the penalties, and then we really noticed how we just really cleaned it up the last part of the season.
Let's see what the white hat has to say. Personal foul.
Offsetting.
Bring up first down.
Chance Dollaride is in there at right tackle. 6'9", 300 and excess pounds. One of those big NFL-sized guys that we have.
1st and 10 from the 25-yard line. 55.9 seconds to go here in this half.
Snap the ball. We got him. Throw the flag.
Throws the ball, the pass to the sideline. McCutcheon makes the reception and gets taken down about the 34-yard line. There is a flag in the backfield. It might be an extra man on the field there for the Fury. He was running off the field as they were trying to hike the ball.
That's what it was. And the thing is, that's the equivalent of when they jump off sides. You snap the ball, now it's a free play because you know you got them.
Yep.
You have the choice. Only in this case, the thing is like what happened last week, or a couple of weeks ago, last game, where they jump off sides. You had the free play, except he's bearing down on the quarterback. In this case, the guy that's the extra man is heading the other way, so good play.
McCutcheon in motion to the top of your screen. Cruz takes the snap, looks deep, throws it deep. Got a man. Salgado jumps up and makes the catch.
Gosh!
At the 20-yard line.
Look at him just back out. Get out of there, guy.
Look at this play.
Watch him use his body to wall off the defender.
They show the short route with McCutcheon up there. Keeps the guys in close.
Good eye.
And he throws the ball deep over the top, and Deshaun Salgado does what he's been doing all season long. Goes up and gets the ball at the highest point and makes the reception.
Quarterback's going to get credit for that, and he had the guts to throw it there, but I'll tell you what, the one that made that completion is
Salgado.
I'm sorry. The official was just pointing back.
So 36.7 seconds to go here in the game.
Big.
Or in the first half, rather.
This is a big turnaround right here in the end. This will be a big touchdown if we can get that. And now the officials are holding play up. We have to figure out what's going on here. Water's coming out, so it seems there might have been a timeout. Here's the play again.
Yeah, check this out. It was a beautiful pass
20, 30,
right over the top.
40.
Look at how Salgado accelerates when he catches that.
Yeah.
When the ball's in the air, he just starts sprinting.
And he put his body in position to wall the defensive guy out. You know, I'm feeling sorry, not really, for the defender. He's in good position. What are you going to do about that? You know, the only thing you can probably do there is pass interference.
Yeah, we've seen that quite a few times this season with a couple of our bigger guys, Salgado and Catron Barquette. He's able to wall off the defender with his body and be able to get the receptions in a time that it doesn't look like anyone can catch the ball.
All right, let's slam it on in there.
So 1st and 10 from the 20-yard line, 36.7 to go in the first half. McCutcheon in motion.
Empty backfield.
5 wide. Cruz takes the snap, throws it to
that's holding. Throw the flag.
There's a flag in the end zone there.
And that's a smart holding, because that was a sweet play. That was a fade. The ball was up in the air. Quarterback knew where it was going. And let's go ahead and see that again. That was sweet. That was sweet between quarterback and receiver. Yeah, we don't see it right there, but what happened was the quarterback threw it up, out, and over the receiver. The defensive back had no idea what was going on. He realized when the receiver broke out, he grabbed the receiver. It's what the rules are, whether the amalgam of pro and college, that is should be a first down right down there.
That's they're calling a holding first down.
Oh, holding, okay, because pass interference in college is from the line of scrimmage, so in that case it would be a first down also. In the pros, of course, it's at the point of the foul and an automatic first down.
So with 30.1 seconds to go, the Kings have the ball at the 10-yard line of the Fury. They've been working the ball down the field, made some big plays. We'll see what they can do here. They're trying, like we said, as soon as they took this possession, they're trying to put this ball in the end zone so that they can make it a very manageable game coming out into the second half while where they will receive the kickoff.
Yeah, we'll have an advantage if we score here.
Cruz calling out orders to his players, looks left, looks right, throws it to
A lot of people there.
makes a man miss, gets all the way up and down about the 7-yard line there. That's Marcus Reed on the reception out of the backfield.
So we're going to call a timeout? We got timeouts, right?
Looks like they're going to clock it. So he spikes the ball, should stop the clock. The clock is still running. Should be about 16.5 on the clock after that spike. So it's going to bring up second down.
See, they don't show
from the 8-yard line.
They don't show timeouts on the clock here, High School Stadium, and I don't remember us calling 3 timeouts already, unless I'm wrong, and we did. And that's the problem. We don't see that on the.
I believe there was only 1 timeout per team. Slant route of our own. He throws it. It's incomplete.
I think you're joking. 1 timeout per team in the first half?
That I saw called for sure.
Oh, I thought you were saying that we're only allowed 1 timeout.
No, sir. No, sir.
Great. Because you get 3. Yeah.
We got a timeout, Fury. So it's 4th down, 11 seconds to go. The Fury took a timeout. They want to make sure that they got their P's and Q's checked, all the boxes checked for this defensive stand here. The Kings are definitely going to be going for it here.
Yeah, it was 1st and goal, but you know what? That is the worst place you can have 4th and goal. First and goal from the 10-yard. Those are the toughest 10 yards, one would say, to gain on the football field.
Definitely, the real estate is prime down there.
Yeah, it certainly is.
It is hard to get into the end zone from that down and distance.
Well,
although you do get 4 tries at it.
You do get 4 tries, but the thing is, from it's 1st and goal, but from the 10-yard line, you're not likely to run 4 times in a row. That's kind of the deal where you most likely are going to have to throw the ball, and there's so much less territory for the defense to have to cover because they have to, for it to count, you have to get the ball in the end zone.
I like the confidence here in the Kings and their offense that they're just going to go for it. They could bring it to a 3-point game with a chip shot field goal at this point, but they're going to keep their offense out on the field.
You gotta love it.
8 yards to go for the touchdown. 11 seconds here in the first half. It's been a great first half of football.
I would kick it. I'm old school. I'm conservative. I would go ahead and kick it unless they score. Now, if they score here, that's what I would have done.
Yeah, we know.
Yeah.
4 wide shotgun set, 1 back.
He's looking
Cruz
left,
looks
all
left.
the way.
It's got a flag
indeed.
in the end zone there.
Don't worry.
We're not worried about this play.
Well, but you want to tackle him.
Just let him run. The fans erupt. They are blowing the play dead way back at the end zone, the other end zone. It's nice to get a little wind out of those guys, though, if you want to play one more play.
Now, the only question would be is that now do you take off all of the time off of the clock? In other words, would you have had a couple of more plays? Because it's probably going to be an automatic first down there. So by letting him go.
Well, as we know, the half cannot end on a penalty, so they should be able to have 1 snap either way with 0 seconds to go. If it is a pass interference in the end zone, then you're going to mark it half the distance.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. But what I'm saying is they may have had more than 1 play left because they're going to get a first down. See, so that's what I'm saying. Is that maybe
that's true. That's true.
They might have burned off a bunch
Good point.
I'm sorry, what was that?
I said good point, Randall.
Okay.
Great job.
Thank you.
I guess Randall doesn't get enough validation sometimes from me, and I apologize for that, Randall.
That is
You do a great job here. We really appreciate you being here, traveling nearly 1,000 miles to get down here.
Well,
what a guy. What a guy.
That was because I got lost. That's why I had to travel 1,000 miles. And I absolutely love working with you. Are you kidding me?
You're not supposed to take a left in Oregon.
Yeah, I took a left at the coast. I don't know what's going on here.
So it looks like they are going to line them up here from the 3-yard line. 1 play to go. 0 seconds on the clock.
I think Sacramento just called timeout.
We'll see what they're doing here on the field. The timeout. Bringing water out on the field.
Yeah, got a 6-point differential here.
Yeah, 6-point differential. Kings 18, Fury 24. Apparently it shows the Fury have the ball still on our scoreboard, so don't pay attention to that because it is the Kings with the ball. It's the end of the half, but we have 1 play with 0 seconds remaining, no time on.
Okay, so here we go.
Yep.
Predict the play.
I'm going with either a fade route to the outside, Salgado or Marquette, or one of those inside slant routes. Either one would be very effective, and those are basically the 2 plays that you line up for on a goal line.
That's what I was going to call up to the left. Well, although look at trips, right?
They got trips up top and a single receiver down at the bottom, and they have Catron Marquette down there. I think that they're going to go down to the bottom of the field.
They're going to motion into it to put double receivers down there and go. Yeah, I'm thinking exactly what you're saying. I see the guy down here, and that's where I think they're going to go. In fact, look at they may just let's put it up, let him go get it.
Yeah, Catron is also a really good blocker too. So if they do motion him out, Catron can definitely step up and block for McCutcheon if he receives it. Throws it down to the bottom of your screen and throws a pick in the end zone, and that's okay because it's the end of the first half, and that's going to bring the end of the first half. Your Puyallup Nation Kings 18, Capital City Fury 24.
And I do want to point this out because it's not after we saw it. We did a fade, right? And I see fade there, but okay. Well, hey, what I tell you what, I am enthused by this, and you don't want this was an excuse. I didn't want to say it when we fell behind before, but we're traveling a long ways, and the guys came in here, as you know, like you showed up just in time, flew down here. Thanks a lot, Ray, helping us out. But the players did the same thing. They trickled in all day long.
Yeah.
We had guys, we weren't even sure if they were going to make it, and they show up right before the game. That's a long time. People left last night at 9 o'clock at night. So that is a long dang way to come to play a football game. They showed up. They're ready to play. This is one heck of a game, and I can't wait for the second half.
Amen to that. We're going to go to a couple interviews here that we've did after the last game that we had, our last championship game over the Portland Raiders. So I believe you were the interviewer of all of these interviews. So let's go to that.
I'm with the owner of the Kings. Could you introduce yourself, please?
Yeah, Ty Satayacum.
Ty, hey, what a fantastic experience this has been. Three in a row for you. We're going for the 3rd national championship. Just could you recap how the season has been for you?
Man, the season's been it's been nothing short of excellent. 25 wins in a row. There's just it's not easy. It looks easy every day we come out and we put points up on the board, but it's not easy. You guys don't see all the behind-the-scenes work that it takes, the entire staff of the Puyallup Nation Kings that makes this thing run. We're a well-oiled machine, but it's because of the people that's involved. Not just the players, not just the coaches, not just the owners, but everybody that's a part of the team. Man, this championship is for them. It's for all the supporters in the Pacific Northwest. It's the Puyallup tribe of Indians for all the support that they've showed us, and just our surrounding community. Back in 2012, when myself and Joe McLeod started this team, we only dreamt of making it this far. And so 5 years later, to be where we're at today, there's definitely something to be said about that, and it's a little surreal. To us, it's business. We have an ultimate goal at the end of the day, and that's another national championship. So it's one step at a time. This game was huge for us. There was a lot of hype for the last 2 years. We should have faced each other last year. We didn't, but that just created for the hype for this year. So to get this feather in our cap, finally, to prove that we really are the best team in the Pacific Northwest. And next September 2nd, we get to prove that we're the best team in the West Coast.
Yeah, and because they're 19-0, they didn't lose. They've gone over a year without losing the game. This is the first time they've lost in over a calendar year. So they came in here, they were fired up. We talked to their coach. They thought they had a real good chance to make something happen. Okay, so you started 5 years ago and you put together a dynasty. Could you give us, like in a nutshell, some other people want to put a team on? What is it that is special, maybe several things that is so special about your approach to this game?
When we started our team, I had played on a few teams myself before we decided to start our own team, and one thing that we knew what we were going to do and we were going to stand by is structure. We're gonna create a great environment for former college players, for pro prospects to come and display their talents, and it's by establishing a relationship with your players, not being distant, but establishing a relationship, establishing your boundaries, and just organization, and it's really all about the people you got involved with the organization. You have to let them know that they're loved and they're appreciated, and when people feel appreciated, you get results like this.
Yeah, and we say back to back and back again. It's kind of the saying we've had on national championships. Same thing with league titles. Well, now you've won the 3 league titles in a row. So at some point a couple of years ago, there must have been a moment when things were really turning around, when you're seeing it and you go, hey, wait a minute. See, usually I ask this of teams, it's like, what happened this year? Well, nothing new happened this year except winning all the time. When in the past, at what point did you see it where you say, hey, we really got something going here, and you really realize that you're about just to take it to a next level? Can you recall a time in the past when you really started dawning on you that you and the Kings had something special going on?
We started the team. There were 6 guys at our first practice. We practiced in the Chief Leshai gym, and we struggled our way through our first season. We were 1 game short of the championship, and right there, that set the tone. The following season, we had over 70 guys trying out for the team, and we put together a damn good team in 2014. We were upset in the championship of the WWFA. Otherwise, we'd have a 4-peat right now. But we went back to the drawing board. We kept our family together, and we had unfinished business. That was the motto for our 2015 season. We had a little turmoil, and probably the most turmoil that we had faced in adversity in the 2015 season. But we overcame that. We overcame it, and we turned things around at the right time, and we just started clicking together again as a family, and we didn't lose another game all the way to the championship.
So it almost seems like there was that point at one point as things were going on, maybe things were going a little bit not the way you wanted to, and then boom, it came together, and you got this sense that you guys were one big family.
That's right. We had some. We had a coaching change in the middle of our 2015 season. We had to cut ties with some of our coaches, and once we did that, it was what was necessary for the organization, and once we did that, we really got our foot down, and that's when we came together as a family, put the pieces back together. We had lost a couple games that season, but we knew that we were still going to win a championship, and we just carried on. No season goes through without any sort of turmoil. There's all kinds of adversity, and it's just about how you handle it. You can either quit or you can look it in the face, address it, and keep going forward.
Undefeated, baby.
Okay, 2 quick more questions. One is recap this season. That's tough to do. You win all the time, but just a couple of really great things that happened this season to you.
Oh man, just the addition of our D1 players. Adding Sean Parker to the roster. 4-year starter at UW. And when you create a team like this and an atmosphere like this, it's going to attract those types of players, because they want to be around something that's good, and so for us, I've just been enjoying the ride, watching these guys play and perform at a high level. It's been a great season. Great.
Okay, and the last question is, it's kind of tough to put you on the spot here, but what do you look going forward? What do you see the future of the Kings? And of course, going down and winning a national championship, but just as far as the big picture, what do you see the future of the Kings being?
Yeah, the future of the Kings, we look ahead sometimes, but the future is always unknown, So for us, we just want to win one game at a time. We have our goals, and our ultimate goal is another national championship in Vegas. And if we accomplish that, then we'll look towards next season. What I'd like to see is definitely bringing some more competition into the league. And having games like this. I mean, once the 48-38, it was a good game all the way through, and that's what fans want to see. They don't want to see big blowouts every week. So
parity, they're looking for parity.
Yes, for us, we want to see some good competition. We want the league to get stronger, and we want to be a part of that. We want to be a part of that solution.
Hello and welcome back for the second half of this broadcast of Apache Wolf Productions of your Puyallup Nation Kings versus the Capital City Fury. It's been quite a first half. There's been a lot of plays on both offense, defense, and all around. Randall and I actually were taking a break here, and we ended up talking to one of the fans of the opposing team, and he said, "Hey, these guys have watched the video of all of your broadcasts. They've actually had a chance to watch and study our plays." Our schemes, our tendencies, so they have a slight advantage over us in that aspect. And he said, watch out, because they're going to come out as a different team in the second half. I also anticipate the same thing from our Kings.
Yep.
I figure they're going to come out and be a different team coming out in the second half as well, making the adjustments they need to be a dominant team again in the second half.
Yeah, and the guy was even a little more specific. In fact, it kind of bothered me that he's actually blaming our boss, Chip Begay. And it's his fault, because if you recall, what he said was, we've watched every game, and he said, you guys haven't played anyone. He said that your games have been such a blowout on your part that you've had no close games. And that's something we mentioned earlier, was that one thing about the opposing team, about Sacramento, is they've had 5 games within 2 touchdowns. They've had a couple of games within 2 or 3 points. And so he was adamant about that we underestimated you guys because we've watched all your films and we haven't watched any of them. So that's one thing. It's time to expand C Game Live to the entire league and to all the leagues, and we would love to be involved with that, I got to tell you.
I think that'd be a great idea.
Yep.
In fact, these guys out here, they do have a chance to watch all the game film, but we can actually use that to our advantage. We can play against our own tendencies and actually disrupt them. They think they know our snap counts. They think they know this. Well, we can change those things, and we can come out in the second half here and become a different team. And I would not say that we have played nobody. The Portland Raiders were a very good team, and they kept it close for the first half. And, well, that's what we're at right now. We'll see what they can do here in the second half. Apparently, the Fury is the team that was beat by us in the national championship last season. So the ball is kicked out of the end zone, and that's going to be a touchback. So the Kings will take over the ball on the 20-yard line. Well,
the thing is, I never was real good with math, but apparently they're 25-0 and we're 25-0, and I'm sure that there's less than 25 games played in the season, so I'm not quite sure. Maybe explain this. I'm not quite sure how we could have beat them last year and they would be 25-0. Now, if anyone out there can answer this, but I don't see how we played each other.
Yeah, I don't know. I was just told by one of the Fury players, actually, that they lost to us in Las Vegas. So maybe he was playing for a different team at that time. I guess that's very possible, too. But they're out here. Number 99 actually told me all about it. So we'll see what happens here. Maybe they just don't count the championship game as a loss. So
I like 99, too, as a number. I have found that people numbered 99 tend to tell the truth. So I don't know where to go here.
So the Kings will take the ball here to start the second half. They'll take it from their own 20-yard line. First down and 10. Showing pressure. Takes the snap.
He got through, picked up by the running back.
Goes down in the backfield. Some helmets rolling there. They took that snap under center there, which is something that we don't see a lot from the Kings.
And the thing is that blitz went right into the running game. However, he was picked up by the lead back, and sometimes when that happens, when they blitz into a lead back, that opens a hole and you can see a big gain. Unfortunately, that's not what happened there.
So it's going to bring up second down. It was a loss of about 2 yards on the play, so it's going to be second down and 12 on this next play.
And that's one thing. Sometimes you see a blitz coming at you, run an ISO at that blitzer. That can be a good way to nullify the blitz.
Last year was the Silver State Stallions that the Kings played in the championship.
Throws it deep down the right side. Got a man. Oh, just misses it. Intended receiver Pierre Colover.
Yeah, that's a couple of real tough catches that he didn't make because they're real tough catches, but that would have been an awfully nice play. And that's, again, we talk about how we just really enjoy watching our quarterback cruise. He has the confidence, although with single coverage there, Abel was well covered. He has the confidence to put it up there and let his receiver go get it. That was a long incompletion.
It's going to bring up third down. Third down and 10. 4 wide, 1 back, shotgun set, takes a snap, looks downfield, has a man at the marker, and just gets knocked out of the hands of Mike Waller Jr. there. He kind of tried to set right there beyond the first down the line to gain.
Let's run that again if we can. Watch our left offensive tackle. He's running. We missed what it was a pretty good move. The defensive end for the Sacramento team was upfield hard and fast, and our left offensive tackle did a good job getting up there and running it on past the quarterback. And that's a good offensive technique. The guy makes a quick move on you, just run him on up past the quarterback.
Oh, and to correct myself from my earlier comment, it was actually the Stallions versus the Kings in the championship game in Las Vegas last year, where the Kings prevailed to win their second straight national championship.
Nalu Salu was the tackle that did a good technique there, running the quick defensive end passes quarterback, number 56, Nalu Salu.
Paul Dickey back to punt. Low snap. Just barely gets it off. Maybe got it tipped. And it gets brought down. That's going to be in Kings territory there, 33-yard line.
Run that again. He absolutely got it. Kicked 2 guys off on the right-hand side of our line. Sometimes what happens is
they came in untouched too,
and that's what happens is that you want to get down and cover the kick. And so lots of times what you see is defensive guys, they just try to keep the kicking team from getting downfield. You see it all the time. The defenders aren't rushing at all. I suspect they set them up this way. You see it all the time. See it in the pros, see it in college, where the defender, the punt returners are on the defensive line, don't even rush. They just try to keep the line from getting downfield to cover the punt. And that may have been what happened there, was that they rushed and the line was just trying to get downfield to cover the punt.
1st and 10 from the Kings 32-yard line. The Fury take over.
Bad position for us.
Fakes the handoff, looks down the middle of the field, got a man, got to inside position, and gets tackled down at about the 1-yard line. They're going to spot him at the 2.
I mean, that looked like good coverage. Holy mackerel. The number 13, who we have as Stocksdale on our field up at the top of the screen, good rush, went right by his guy. I mean, he was there, and here's again, right? The quarterback 1, 2, 3 back and throws. You can't get to him, and our guy was right there. If he'd pumped one time, we would have got him.
Yeah, it's hard once you get behind the receiver as a defender to be able to make that play on the ball. You're trying to punch it out from behind the guy, and if he just keeps the ball outside of your reach, then it's impossible for you to pump the ball out. So the Fury will take the ball here from the 2-yard line.
Yeah, and this is a big one right here because they have the 6-point lead. Right, you need a touchdown and an extra point to take the lead here, and now they score here. So this is a big series. It would be real good to make a pickoff here.
Take the ball under center, 3 backs, make a big stop there. That's a great play there.
Wow.
Jumps in the backfield there. That's Sean Parker with the tackle. He comes in and takes the heels.
Look at how he hit in there. That was solid wall in the interior of the defensive line.
So the Fury will try again here. 2nd down and goal from the 2-yard line.
So hold them here on the run, and then they're probably going to have to throw it. In the backfield deep, Yes.
Yes, they make the stop there. They're going to keep him back about the 2-yard line again on that play. Looked like he had some room to run. We'll take a look at it here.
And look at how it's a deep handoff. Not that that's necessarily wrong, but you hand it off that deep, then you give the defense a chance to react to it. And one thing at the point of attack, I didn't see his number, but the defensive tackle down there left of the offensive line, of the Kings line, did a great job of taking them on and stopping the charge.
That was Paul Stevens, number 99.
Was that who that was?
Was up in the middle there that made the stop and slowed him down there.
And look at here, right off to the right. Look at the hit in there, and boom! That was what made the play right there. And they're solid. The thing is that, again, you do it's not wrong, but you often are a little leery about handing the ball off deep in the backfield on the goal line. That does give the running back a chance to search for a hole, make a cut, but it also gives the defense the opportunity to rally to the ball. And that's one thing on the goal line. Lots of time pursuit isn't as valuable or as important, because by the time you get to the ball, they could be over the goal line. So what you need there is a big, powerful inside charge like we had from the interior left side of our defensive line, so that then the people rallying to the ball are able to just to swarm on the ball carrier.
So we have a injury timeout. Number 51, Fa'aloa, is coming out of the game. He's slow to get up and being walked off the field by some of the trainers, but he's under his own power, so that's good to see. Hopefully he's all right. We'll see what they're going to do here. They got, again, 3rd down on the goal line. They've got about 1 yard to gain for a touchdown. We'll see if they try to do some more power running. They got, looks like almost 2 fullbacks and a running back in the play, and the quarterback is under center. Takes the snap, hands off to the back. Got the outside edge and gets in there for a touchdown. So they tried to, up the middle twice, and then they decided to bounce it to the outside, and they go ahead and get that touchdown in there.
One thing, too, is that play before, number 55, Christopher Vala, the defensive tackle, he was also in there as another one of the stalwart defenders on the line. So he had a part of stopping the charge of the running back the play before. So I want to give Christopher Vala a shout-out there.
So that with that score, it's going to bring the Kings 18, Fury 30, with 10:49 to go here in the 3rd quarter. They made a big defensive stop, and they got in and blocked that punt and set themselves up with great field position, and it only took 30 yards to get in for the touchdown as they line up for the extra point here. Kick is up. Kick is good. And we got some pressure in there, actually. There was pretty close to being blocked on that. With that extra point, it's going to be 18-31. It's still Fury lead.
Yeah, still less than the 2 touchdowns. That's the big one right there, right? Especially when you're playing against a good defense. 2 touchdowns, we can make that happen, and that will give us the lead. So we're not panicking, right? But now would be a good time, as opposed to another time. And now would be a real good time for the Kings to step up and make something happen on offense.
Yeah, the Fury came out and had a good defensive stand against the Kings.
They did,
and then the Kings unfortunately got that punt blocked, which just gave them great field position. And it's hard to stop a team for 30 yards, of the caliber of either one of these teams here today. We'll see what they can bring, though. The Kings are very versatile, and they can come with different types of plays and different strategy, and we'll see what they have to offer here on this next drive.
Yeah, punt block is horrible, right? And that's something you can't discount. That holy mackerel, you can't let that happen. But again, all game we've been talking about, that is not something where they're just getting beat up play after play after play. You can't let them punt a block, but that's something that probably isn't going to happen again.
Kick is up. A little miscommunication maybe on who is receiving that. Waller Jr. gets the ball, has a seam, makes a couple men miss, gets up to about the 34-yard line. It's a good return there. Good return, and people and bodies flying all over the place. This is still one heck of an intense game. Yeah, that's what you like to see, actually. Special teams is important to get good field position and get them to get the momentum, and can actually build momentum for your team as well. So good. That's a good point, Ray, because that's a good indication that the Kings were not down. Right, we're intense, we're enthusiastic,
and this is going to be one heck of an interesting series of plays. And I think we're going to do it. I actually do. I think we're starting to dial in on what they're doing. I think we're getting an idea. There's been a couple of almost big plays, almost, and then bang, we hit it.
Yeah, exactly. Got some personnel moving around on the field here.
And they're having some trouble figuring it out. Show them blitz.
Set to take the snap. Backing off the pressure. Goes deep down the sideline. Ball is incomplete. Intended for Mike Waller Jr., number 3.
Looks like Mike Waller might have thought that he got bumped a little bit. Maybe not. I'm not quite sure. But, interesting, again, we talk about Coach McCutcheon, the offensive coordinator, comes up with all kinds of stuff. They were trips down to the bottom of the screen here, and they went all the way, one single guy to the top, sent him right down the sidelines. That's a good, smart play right there. A long incompletion.
Yeah, we've seen that play quite a few times so far this game. A few times it's been complete and been great, and then on other multitude of times it has not been complete.
But close.
Cruz rolls out to the side, throws it out. Pass intended for Darnell Thompson. Pass incomplete.
I have seen more missed completions. Yeah, not necessarily the drop that was up a little bit, but I've seen in this game our receivers, and we are spoiled. I know I'm spoiled. I expect our receivers to make these huge catches all the time, and but there's been a few here that maybe in the past we would expect them to make. Not that they were drops, but that was one that you think you might catch in other situations.
Yeah, sometimes it's the little things that can change a game dramatically.
Sure can, like a block punt.
An interception return for a touchdown.
They're moving the pocket a little bit out.
Cruz steps up, makes a man miss, goes down in the backfield, gets taken down for a sack, the 25-yard line. A little bit of a breakdown there on the offensive line. They showed some pressure. They got in and they made him pay.
And I think the bothersome thing here is that I think that was an inside guy. So Cruz has been stepping up pretty good, and so that's actually an indication that the inside guys have been doing a good job of protecting it, because we see the quarterback step up into the pocket. We've seen that a lot this game, and that's an indication that the interior guys are doing a pretty good job. In this case, he had some time, though. He did have some time to throw the ball. He stepped up, and this time the guy was there, number 56, to take him down, and that was a big play. We're deep in territory, and now we got to turn it back over to him.
We got to put some max coverage on this punt so that we can not get this ball blocked again. We paid for it last time. There's a penalty flag out there.
Yeah, and if you look to Fury, they have 3 people deep. That means it looks like they're getting ready to return this, and because of that blocked punt, we are going to be less likely to cover it, because we're going to stay in there and make sure we block. So I think the Fury, they saw that block punt, and I think they have a return all set up.
Yeah, it was a 5-yard penalty for a false start on that play, so it's going to back up the Kings 5 yards.
Gee whiz.
Still 4th down. Dickey's going to be kicking back from his own 10-yard line. Oh, they almost get in there again. It's a good, high, deep punt.
He's got 2 personal protectors back here.
And he does.
Yeah.
Vika makes him
gets back up.
Stops him back in the back, and then there comes the big tackle there. There we go again. There's Sean Parker in on the tackle. Vika stopped him in his tracks and made him move to the left, then the right, and then goes down back at his own 29-yard line. That was a really good punt there. He went from the 10-yard line all the way to the 29-yard line on the other side.
Momentum changer right there, man. That was a big punt.
I think that's a really big play for them, and I think that they're going to have an opportunity to get their defense out there and make a big stand here.
And look, we have a defensive end going down on coverages and makes a big play down there. That was a nice play on him, under control, just watching the guy, has him kind of scoping him out, and then makes a nice tackle.
Yeah, Vika, he's usually all over the field. We haven't called his name too much today, but I expect to see something big from him at some point throughout this game. We always do.
Yeah, we do. In fact, some people have been complaining. They say I call his name even when he's not making the plays, but we love him.
Hands the ball off to the left side. Emo in pursuit.
And you see near there, he didn't really make the tackle, but number 36, Michael Hutcherson, is the left defensive end of the Kings. He comes all the way across the field to get over there, so that had the running back cut back any further, he would have been there. That's good pursuit there by the linebackers. Emo getting up there and turning and keeping it to a minimal gain, and then throwing the penalty.
And they're going to call holding against them. We're going to repeat first downs, can drop them back 5 yards. Going to have the ball here at the 24-yard line.
And this is the kind of field position.
21-yard line.
This is the kind of field position change that put us in the hole down there, right? All the way down. And well, now we're 80 yards opposite, and this is good. Let's take advantage of this and put something away here.
Four wide set, one back, shotgun. Takes a snap.
Bringing pressure.
Fakes the handoff, throws it up the middle.
Yep.
Makes the tackle on him before the ball reaches his hands. In fact, didn't reach his hands, but had it touched his hands, which it looked like
it was
about
close.
The same time.
It was close, but I can see that call. The thing there is that that was maybe not a bad play to make right there. If we can see that again, it looked to me like if he doesn't do that, the guy may have been running for some yards.
Well, we see the flag coming at the end there.
You know, and there's been a lot of penalties, and you always talk about, we want to cut down on the penalties. That's one that, it was so close, and, you don't like them, but that's not like one of these cheap shot penalties or something that really hurt us earlier.
So it's second down and about,
we're bringing blitz.
10, actually. It's a handoff up the middle. Makes a big tackle there. That's Sergio Brown on the tackle. Just takes his feet out and can't go anywhere from there.
Way to be there, Sergio. Yeah, that was a good fake. Their quarterback is he's a talented player right there. Nice fake. He's doing all kinds of fakes. They have him down as having some trouble finding the number.
Sergio's down as a linebacker.
Yeah.
He's 5'8", 205 pounds. Got 3 wideouts, 1 back. Or 4 wideouts, 1 back. Fakes the handoff. Throws it up the right side of the field. He's been out of bounds. That's going to be no good anyway. It's an incomplete. That's going to bring up third down. It'll be third and about 1, apparently.
That was good coverage. That's using the sideline as another defender. That's our defensive back doing that. And once the receiver goes out of bounds, he's done for that play. Assuming, of course, that he wasn't pushed out of bounds, which it didn't look to me like he was.
Going to line up third down and 1. Wouldn't be surprised to see a little draw play at this point.
Boy, we don't have anybody deep, though. Because they expect something short, right? 3rd and 1.
It's going to be a timeout here. Timeout Fury.
And this is what we talked about earlier, what we were hoping the defense to do, because in the past, there they are, 4th down, right down there, or not 4th down, but they line up there, they can make a couple hard counts. We're smart enough, we stay in there, so they call the timeout and decide to try to come up with something else.
Yeah, it seems like the Kings are being pretty disciplined there on the line. Like you said, the offsides penalties have hurt us in the past, giving up free first downs. I hope that they can maintain their discipline, come out and make a big stop here on this 3rd down play. It's only about a yard to gain for the first, so they could do virtually any play in the playbook works for this situation, especially when they spread out the offense with the 4 wide receivers like they are currently.
Yeah, that's a smart thing to do in that formation, because you're going to have fewer people inside if you're really going to plan to run it for the first down for the 1 yard, go for the 1 yard gain. Problem is there's not a lot of people deep for the Kings.
Takes a snap, hands the ball off. It's got space. First down and more. He's still going. There might have been a face mask on that play there. Gets the ball down to the 41-yard line of the Kings. So they needed 1 yard and they gained 20.
That was a nice run. That is one hard running guy right there. Yeah, that was a nice run. He got every yard he deserved on that one. Good, hard charging. Look, upfield, probably should have got hit a little earlier. You don't really like him to break through that far before anyone's getting around him, but not good tackling right there.
Yeah, they're going to tack on a face mask to that. So from bad to worse on that play, they give him the first down plus a lot more, and then they add an insult to the injury with face masks. You know, face masks aren't, especially that one wasn't a blatant intentional one. He just reached out to make the tackle and happened to barely catch his face mask. Didn't tackle him by it. In fact, didn't even make the tackle because he's probably trying to let go of it.
It's more like just hands on the mask rather than grabbing it.
Yeah, correct.
It's a penalty, though. I'm not complaining about the penalty.
So take the ball from the Kings' 25-yard line.
Here we come.
Fakes the handoff, throws it across the middle, just overthrows his receiver. That's Sean Parker on the coverage.
Looks like he was well covered, although, you know, we've seen some completions even when they're well covered, but Sean Parker was there, and give him credit for defending that pass.
So that'll bring up second down, 10 yards to go. 5 minutes and 40 seconds to go here in the third quarter rather. Kings 18, Fury 31. They'll line up 4 wide, 1 back, shotgun set. Second down.
2nd and 10.
Man in motion.
I'm going to go off
Throws
of that.
the ball to the outside, bobbles it, and still makes a reception. It's taken down very hard at about the 18-yard line, or rather the 16-yard line.
That's a tough one too. That's a running back coming out of the backfield. He wheels to the sideline. The person on that particular play was the middle linebacker, had him in coverage. That is a long ways to go. It's tough to get there, and the running back made a good play.
Yeah, they did kind of a clear out there by sending both of their outside receivers out, and then the running back just out there in the flat for a wheel route there.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's why there was no cornerback over there to take care of that. That was well designed, and the only one left for that is the middle linebacker, and again, that's a long ways to go. But you're right, Ray, they ran that well.
So the Fury line up. It's third down and about 1 yard to go. Quarterback sneak right up the middle. Goes down, gets about 5 yards on that play. It's going to be good for a Fury first down. He's going to spot the ball there at the 12-yard line of the Kings.
That was a good athletic run there. And you know, that quarterback, we talk about how great our quarterback and how he can do so many things. That's it. That quarterback makes some great fakes. He's been throwing the ball well, confident in what he's doing. And then I don't think we've seen him run the quarterback sneak yet, and that was a pretty good, hard run there.
Yeah, that's the first time we have seen the quarterback sneak. Hands the ball off up the middle. Got space. Takes a big hit. Takes a couple big hits. Gets dropped about the 10-yard line. It's going to be a gain of about 2 yards. It's going to bring up second down.
Okay, I think the first guy to hit them was Vika Lefau there, and then he spun around, and some other people came in there and got into the gang tackle. That was good, hard hustle to the ball. Still, you know, you look at that. He got hit hard. It was a really good hard hit, and they still gained 4 yards. That is one good running back over there, and they're pretty dang good up front blocking too.
Yeah, when he came out of the backfield, he had a lot of space in front of him until the gap was filled. Fakes the handoff, pump fake, throws it to the end zone in the corner.
We got him. We got position. Oh,
that's intercepted. They're going to call it. One ref is saying yes. Let's take a look at that one.
I mean, was it ball?
Oh, they're going to give the Kings the ball on that play.
Look at this great position. Look where he is. He gets into the front, shields him off. That was one.
Taps it right there. It was amazing right there. Again, Chris.
Who is it?
Was that number 33? Let's see it one more time.
Look at him shield the guy off. I thought it was
32.
Yeah.
That's Taylor Smith on the interception there. And, yeah, he drops definitely a foot in there. What a play. What a play. Question whether he was bobbling it or not, but that's going to be a touchdown. The Kings are going to take over the ball on their own 20-yard line.
That is
exactly what we needed.
Well, it's exactly what I thought too, Ray. It looked to me like he was bobbling, but in watching that, just look at, he was aware of that, and he was just clamping onto it. The ball was up high, and he made sure to hold on to it rather than tuck it away and then have it maybe bobble around. That was a good play.
So the Kings line up after that great defensive play.
That was a big play.
Shotgun set, 4 wide, throws it across the middle, got a man. That's Deshaun Salgado, makes another man miss, makes another man miss, makes another man miss.
He's still going. 73.
Up to about the 38-yard line there. What a play, man.
What
he
a play.
Did not quit. Let's see that again.
Let's do it again. And you know what? Notice this. He didn't really make the play. Look at 73, Andrew Pena, a big guy. Look at the very end. Get in there. Blocking up, people getting downfield. Look at that, laying on top of it. Now that's how you turn the game around, right there.
1st and 10. Little wheel route to the outside.
Block out there.
Got a block in front of him. And that's good for about 5 or 6 yards in that play. That's exactly what we need.
Run that again. Look at the receiver to the right. Watch him throw the block that springs the ball carrier. What's the receiver there to the top? Throws that block. We come in right behind him. That gives us the extra 4 or 5 yards, which is what we need right now.
That's Pierre Colover with the block out there on the outside.
Way to go, Pierre.
So 2nd down, about 4 yards to go here. Kings about the midfield area. Throw the ball up. Oh, and it's just out of the fingertips of Deshaun Salgado.
I think there was I think he was expecting to turn one way, and the quarterback thought he was going to go the other way on that. I think he was expecting him to turn out.
Yeah, with that inside turn, looked like he kind of tried to throw it to the outside shoulder.
Yeah, it was pretty close, so I probably shouldn't second guess that. It looked to me like it was more off of the shoulder, like they were doing a reverse shoulder type of thing. But too bad. That'd have been a good completion right there.
So Kings line up. It's 3rd down, about 4 yards to go here.
Big play.
Big play situation. Cruz takes the snap, looks to his left.
Time.
Rolls out to his right. Pulls it down. Didn't have a man down the field and just takes the sack. Loses about a yard on the play.
Yeah, you losing a yard there, that's not a huge deal, right? I mean, add that to the punt. The main thing is he didn't throw it away. And, we're so spoiled there. I say that too many times. But he's rolling out there, and I see him pump like that, and I'm thinking, hey, he's going to hit something big right here. But that time, hey, you just take it, throw it away you would like, but you're losing a yard. He was outside of the pocket, so he could have gone ahead and thrown that away. But then he also opens himself up for taking a hard shot. So, what the heck, give up a yard. We're not worried about that. So
just over a minute left here in the 3rd quarter. The Kings are going to go for it on 4th down and 5. This is a scary spot to be in. They're going to be going for it at midfield. If they don't convert on this, it's going to give the Fury a pretty good field position.
I wouldn't do this unless they get them to jump off sides. We're still early in the game.
Throws it downfield.
That's exactly what I would do.
Just incomplete.
Now, let's run that again there because I thought, now, of course, I'm a King guy, but I thought I saw him get grabbed. Watch this move. The quarterback motions him to go down. He starts running, number 22 at the top of your key, the top of the screen. I don't see it there, and it could be wrong, but...
So the Kings will turn the ball over on downs at their own 42-yard line.
And we're still in the 3rd quarter. That's the thing.
The Kings have taken lots of big chances throughout the whole season. At times, they've worked out. They've worked out very well for them. They were just trying to make another one of those plays happen. I don't fault them. They were driving the ball pretty effectively on that possession. So it's a little scary to do that at that place. But the Kings defense has been very sound so far this game. So they're hoping to make a big play. They run the ball to the outside.
Oh, bad angle.
And he gets the ball, gets about a 8 or 9 yard gain on that play.
Yeah, we had him in the backfield, not a real good angle. That's how it goes.
I think we all heard it as you said it under your breath.
Is that right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, I'll watch that. Oh, yeah, because I saw it. I was watching. I'm not going to call the name. I'm watching. It's one of my favorite guys, and I'm thinking, oh, man, he's scouting him. They got a little too far upfield. That's one of those things where You know, you're so good and you're so used to making big plays. It's tough sometimes just to go ahead and slide on, like I was saying, just slide on towards the sidelines. But
it's going to be 2nd down and 2 from the Kings' 35-yard line. Shotgun set, hands the ball off to the backfield. He's got space. Seems like every time there's a ball. There it is. What a play. He strips the ball right out of his hand.
There's a flag
down. Guess who got that? Who? Jerome Williams
there
with
we
his
go.
3rd huge defensive play this game.
Okay, there's a ball. There's a flag. Are they? I haven't seen the motion of the arm that we are waiting for towards our goal line.
I don't think that's against us. It might be after the fact. But he definitely, they ripped that ball cleanly prior to.
That's our ball. There you go.
So Kings will take over the ball. So again, like I was saying, man, it's the defense that's been holding us in this game.
Yeah.
Our offense has always been electric, and we just need to continue that here.
Good square up. See that square form tackle?
And he just rips the ball
and he's the one that rips it out.
Yeah, that's Jerome Williams. He's been all over the field on defense today.
So going forward on 4th didn't hurt us.
It scared us a bit.
Yeah.
So 7.1 seconds to go here in the 3rd quarter. Kings looking to put some points on the board. They're going to need to do something in a hurry to try to get this game in a more manageable situation so that they can take over later on in the game. But we have a whole quarter of football to play, so this game is definitely not out of reach by any stretch of the imagination. I think Randall's told us a story about a 21-point comeback about 14 times this season, and we've only been doing this for 6 games.
Yeah.
So,
and it was less than 10 seconds.
Exactly.
Yeah. Oh, but the thing
for all of our return viewers, I'm sure they're laughing at home about that.
Yeah. Well, but we're not even 2 touchdowns, right? Because if it'd been 16 points, then I might have alluded to the 21-point turnaround at the University of Missouri in 10 seconds.
Yeah. Well, you go back to the play just before the half. Like if they had the opportunity to kick that field goal at this point, then they'd be down 10. Does that make a big difference going forward in the game, or can you just not count that and just move forward?
Well, you know, I need to learn to move forward with a lot of stuff, so I got to quit counting. But no, I count that. I am totally someone that goes for the field goals. I don't go for it when it's early in the game on 4th, you know. But yeah, I'm going to take the field goal.
Kings take it 1st and 10. Move McCutcheon out into the flat. Throw it right to him. He's got some space, gets a good run out of it. He gets up about an 8-yard gain on that play there.
And that was the deal with the receiver. It was planned to go there underneath, and the receiver ran upfield and threw a good block to spring him for some extra yards.
Yeah, we've seen McCutcheon be very effective running it out of the backfield throughout the year. And this season, or this game, he seems that they seem to be trying to move him out so that he can get more space and possibly have more area to work with.
Well, he's so quick. You know, that's the thing. He gets out there, and that's good because, once again, we were mentioning on the opposite side, sometimes the middle linebacker has to cover the running back going out in a pass like that, and he is so quick at getting out there. He's tough to get a good matchup on. And he's decent hands, right? He catches the ball, and then you get open, you catch the ball. He is such an effective runner after he's got the ball in his hands.
So that's the end of the 3rd quarter. The Kings are switching sides. This will be the last side switch of the game, unless there's a overtime possession. The Kings will take over the ball here at the 43-yard line, directly in front of our booth. Got about 5 yards to gain, 2nd down.
So now the question is that since we've been winning by so many points, lots of times your offensive linemen, they haven't had to really do the maximum effort heading into the 4th quarter. So there's a question there. Now, not that I'm seeing anything that would question this, but this is where you wonder about the conditioning, right? The big guys up front that really are vital now at this point. So it'll be interesting to see if we're able to really put it together and start attacking this last period.
The referees had to set up the flagsman on the outside there, and it's actually going to be 2nd down and about 2 yards to gain for the 1st down.
And I like that the Fury defensive backs are dancing.
Hands the ball off in the backfield, makes a couple jump cuts, and gets up and gains that Kings 1st down. They're just standing over the top of them. They're going to throw a flag on that play. That's going to be taunting against the defense. Number 93 just standing over the top of him. It's just uncalled for.
Yeah. Now we got a chance. We want to run that again. Look at how he bounces back and forth, back and forth. It's not that one cut and go, but it's upfield. See, he's charging upfield. Makes a quick move there, well, a little late in the run, but that's just keep moving upfield, right? Jump right, jump left, but keep the feet moving, keep charging. Got the first down, and then we're going to tack some more on that. And like I was saying, the defensive backs for the Fury, they were dancing before the play, and that suggests to me, and I'm going to read something into that, a lack of concentration, right? Because this game's not over. They think it is. I like what I saw right there. That suggests to me that maybe they're losing some of their intensity and concentration.
So they're going to mark the ball here at the 38-yard line of the Fury.
Hey, they're running the clock.
Kings, yeah, they've been running the clock the entire time.
What the heck's going on there? What the heck's going on there?
Cruz in trouble in the backfield. Flips it up, and his lineman catches it. It's an ineligible receiver, I'm guessing.
Yeah. If for a lineman to catch the ball, it has to have touched someone else. Like, in other words, like a deflection or something like that.
Or has to be reported as eligible prior to the play.
Well, there's that also, yes.
That was a big breakdown on that play. Cruz was getting rushed pretty quickly from multiple angles.
Well, and here's the other thing. We don't like them running the clock, running off the
yeah, they were running off the clock during that whole penalty possession, as well as the mark off of the 15-yard penalty.
See, now why are they running the clock now? Well,
they told them to run the clock there.
But why are they doing that while they're moving the ball?
They should have waited until that was done.
Right, you don't roll the clock and then count off the ball. You don't do that. I'm going to protest this.
They bring up second down and a mile to go here.
Shoot, get set. Okay.
But pressure all over him. Ball comes out. Kings land on the ball. So there you'll see as he steps up in the pocket, he gets the pressure from behind and just rips the ball out. A very aware play by our lineman to jump on the ball there.
Yeah, and again, I'm going to keep saying this. We're less than 2 touchdowns down. I mean, that's a big thing. If we were down by 14, okay, that would require the less likely going for 2, getting extra, like a 2-point conversion instead of 1. But we can do this at any time. We just have to start getting it together, quit making bad plays, and just play Kings football. Because we can do that.
Cruz takes a snap. Got heavy pressure all over him. Steps up in the pocket, pump fakes, makes the man miss, gets a good block out front, takes the ball all the way down to about the 35, 36-yard line. That was a good run by Cruz.
Sure was. Real mobile. The whole time I was just nervous.
Yeah, I was too.
Yeah.
But you'll see as here Pierre Culliver steps up and makes a great block here.
Yeah, you know what? That's something where Cruz was heading out of bounds, and then he actually turned it up to get a couple of extra yards and intentionally ran into the defender.
Yeah, well, we know one thing about Cruz. He's definitely a scrapper out there. There's no doubt about it. He's been doing it all season long, and he has no memory. He is ready to go at it again. He'll throw it deep. He's not afraid, as he does right here. There is a lot of contact on that play, and apparently they're thinking that it was uncatchable, would be my guess, because there was a lot of contact.
Let's see that again. That sure looked like it to me. I mean, we're Kings guys, but it looks to me that someone was in them, and it was catchable.
I mean, he's holding on to his hip and his shoulder.
Run that one more time just to make sure that we're not.
Slow it down.
I mean, he's on there. There's the cut to the top of the side of your screen. Guys all over him. What the heck is going on
holding down
here?
his other arm, yeah. Apparently they don't see that in that play.
Well, that was huge.
That was huge.
That's big. We're down in. Okay, yeah, here we go.
It was a fourth down situation, and they're not going to throw a penalty flag on a clear penalty. At least it was clear to me. I mean, there's a line judge no more than like 3 feet from that actual play.
And we're not saying they're doing it because they're home, but we're saying they missed it.
Pump fake to the sideline, handoff to the back. He's got plenty of space to go. Steps up, makes a big tackle there. That's Jerome Williams and Demetrius Moore on the tackle.
And we don't. It was number 6. The ball carrier.
Number 6. Yes.
Yeah, we don't have that on the.
Yeah, we'd like to give these Fury players credit for what they're doing. The lists that we were provided with are not
Hold on.
great.
Here we go. Yes. Okay. So it was T. Gentry. So we do have that down here. Okay. T. Gentry with the ball.
So that's going to bring up 1st and 10 for the Fury at their own 48-yard line.
Must be delay. Yeah,
Delay a game. I'll back them up 5 yards on that.
Yeah, here we go. All right, 1st and 15. This is it. This is the start of our turning this game around. It's been so close, too. I mean, there's been a couple of big plays that we almost had, which you can't really count on, except what we have found in the past is that we miss it, is that if a lot of close big plays, we get a few of those. We're here. We're in the game. Ooh, off the edge.
That handoff is on the outside. Got some space and goes down. His helmet pops off there. It's a big tackle there. That's Sean Parker on the tackle.
Way to go, Sean. That was a big play, and open field too, not open field, but broken field, where the running back has the opportunity to make a bunch of different little moves. That was a good, powerful, especially how he came flying across, right, to nail him for a 5-yard loss or about that. Come flying across like that. Lots of times you're a little unbalanced and made a nice play. That was a big play. Yeah, we're on our way. Here we go.
We got 11 minutes left to go in this game, just under 11 minutes. Tried to stop it when Randall was talking, but it didn't work. It's going to be 2nd down. About 15 yards to gain. Throw out to the flat. Some good space on there, and goes down about the 50-yard line there. They're going to mark him at the Kings 49. So it's going to bring up 3rd down and about 6 yards to go. That penalty is hurting them in this situation.
Yeah, that was big because that'd be a 1st down for them. They're close to it.
So the Kings trying to make a big defensive stop here. I thought he went out of bounds on that play, but they're apparently running the clock still anyway. So it's 10 minutes to go here in the 4th quarter. It says the 6th period up on the board. Takes a snap. Fakes the screen pass and runs it right up the middle on the draw play. They gain about 10 yards on that play, and that's going to be good for a Fury 1st down.
D. Wilson, number 9, that's a hard run, and the deal was that's one again where the quarterback made one heck of a good fake and then handed it off inside, and that's something that our linebackers, and we got to be able to pick that up there. It's tough. It's tough to do it because that quarterback does good fakes, but we've seen that a few times, so it's time to not fall for that one anymore.
So the Fury will take over 1st and 10, or continue to drive this drive. 1st and 10 here on the 37-yard line of the Kings. Shotgun set, hands the ball off.
Oh, yes.
Gets hit in the backfield and gets taken down. That was Michael Hutcherson.
Yep, 36 there, but also helping make that happen is 28, Isaiah Martin. He got upfield and was able to keep the running back from bouncing out, and then he bounced back inside. He got a good hit there, and that's a good 2-yard loss. That'll help us out there.
The Fury seems content to run the ball on 1st and 2nd down in order to run time off this clock. We're at 8 minutes and 45 seconds to go here in the 4th quarter.
Either way, that right, one heck of a game.
Absolutely. Fury taking the snap under center, one back, fake.
We got him. There we go.
Tackled in the backfield. Gets put down. That's Brian Stogsdill or whoever's playing number 13 today. Coming around the end and making the tackle.
We want to know who that guy is because he should get some credit for that. Comes right around the edge. Right, he steps up, and the good thing is that down inside we got big number 99 in there, Paul Stevens, so that there was no place to go up the field. So that was a good play there. As a defensive end getting up field, containing the quarterback, and then the interior guy putting pressure up the middle.
So it's going to make it 3rd down and long with about 8 minutes to go here in the quarter.
So now, I talked to one of the defensive coaches at halftime, and he was saying that he thought they would be able to take care of that issue where the receivers were getting open 10, 15 yards downfield in the middle of the field. So the defensive not coordinator, I shouldn't say that, but one of the defensive coaches told me that he felt that they would be able to contain that pass pattern or that type of pattern, and this is where it would burn us, right? We're down, it's 15, 16 yards, and so this is the thing where that would be a good play, or a play that could hurt us, and hopefully that they have got a handle on that.
So that's going to bring us to a timeout here. It's going to be third down when we come back from the timeout. 7:35 to go here in the fourth quarter. It's getting down to crunch time here. We pretty much got to make a big stand here. I mean, they can still get a first down. We just got to avoid getting points on the board against us, no matter what, and get that ball back as soon as possible so that we can get our offense out there and make some big plays.
And that's the great thing with us is that, you say, oh, man, it's running that down time or running out of time, but we have the ability to score quick and score multiple times, multiple ways. So they can't just shut us down one way. There's other ways for us to score, and we've done that in the past, and this would be a perfect time, right?
Absolutely.
To start doing something like that.
I mean, we've seen these guys go off for, in 4 minutes, score 3 touchdowns before. So, I mean, they can score on offense, defense, and special teams. So don't underestimate the Kings moving forward. We'll see what can happen. Obviously, we're pro Kings here, and we're really rooting our team on to be able to win this game. The Fury's been putting up a great fight, and it's been a great football game.
Great game.
Either way you swing it. So as we start here, hands the ball off up the middle, got a little bit of space, and they swallow him up and take him down. They're going to spot him at about the 41-yard line.
4th and 10.
So it's going to be 4th down and about 12 yards to go. And they're going to be bringing on a different unit. So I don't know if they're going to actually punt it or what we're going to see here.
Yeah, I think they got to. Remember earlier in the year, we were rushing the punts all the time. We never roughed the punter, but we were putting pressure on that.
Oh, yeah.
And I think, this would be a good time for us to do that. Don't rough the punter, of course. But earlier on, people that have been watching our games all year know that earlier on in the year, we were sending a lot of pressure at their punter, and we never roughed it. So now would be a good time to see if we still can do that. Yeah. Only one guy back, so we have a lot of people up.
Also, too, in that respect, is just not to get pulled off sides here either, being overzealous with this.
Right. Fake punt. Oh, man.
He's getting...
There's going to be... Throw the flag.
Gets thrown out of bounds at the 5-yard line. That's going to be a big play for them.
Let's run that again, because I think the up back that was leading him to the left, I think he grabbed our guy. Now, watch this guy there to the left. That was a heck of a block. It was one heck of a block. Boy, I hate announcers like myself when you see something like that and you come down. That was one sweet block. Kept his feet going, and that's how you throw a block. He was backpedaling. Sometimes you'll fall off of a block in that case. He kept his feet running, charging into constant pressure. That's the key. When the guy's backing up and you're trying to block him, keep pressure on him, and then the guy stumbled, and that was it.
So they're going to spot that ball on the 4-yard line of the Kings. Fury trying to put it in and try to put this game away or put it really far out of reach.
And here's how you turn it around. Let's have one heck of a goal line stand right here.
Absolutely. Hand the ball off, going to the outside, cutting up in the middle, and goes between the tackle and the guard there, and gets up and gets a couple-yard gain on the play. We got a player down in the field.
Yeah.
Looks like Isaiah Martin. He looks like he's reeling in a little bit of pain. I hope he's okay.
Had 4 guys. The thing was on that at the goal line right there. Had 4 guys in there on the ball. So that was good hustle, getting over there, pushing the guy back. Boy, don't hate to lose Isaiah.
He's coming off the field under his own power, which is a good sign. The Fury players over there making sure he's okay.
Yeah.
Good show of sportsmanship on their part.
I saw that too. Yeah, that was good. That was impressive, especially because I was over there on the field before the game, and there were some heated exchanges going on. So that's a good deal. It's like you say, Ray, all the time, and I just like how you put it. These guys, you get out there, it's intense, right? You get into it, you get fired up, but at the end of the day, they got to go home to their families and jobs and another life.
So here we have a big goal line stand here. It's second down on the 2-yard line. Fury knocking at the door. Hands the ball off to the outside. Same play as last time, and he gets in the end zone for a touchdown this time.
That's too bad.
That's Simeon Jr. with the touchdown on that play.
Yeah, Christopher Vala was on him. Linebacker scraping over, didn't quite get to the inside, overshot him a little bit, and hey, you know, it's 3 yards. What do you can't expect too much, but that was a nice play, a nice design play, hitting off tackle. Okay.
So they're working on the scoreboard here to give us the actual score of the game.
Okay, now's the time to tell the story where you can turn it around 21 points in 10 seconds.
I mean, like I said just a little bit ago before this play or before this touchdown was scored, that the Kings are capable of putting up massive amounts of points in short periods of time. And exactly what the opposite, the Fury want to slow down the game. They want to run the ball, keep the clock rolling. So when they get possessions, they're not going to be doing much except running that ball.
Right.
And we have to stop them on those runs. And if they don't stop if we can't stop them on the run, they're going to go away with the championship in this game.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, they're going to run the ball, absolutely.
Exactly. It's been a great game all the way through.
Game. And, you know, there's a few little things here, a few bad plays here. I guess, you know, you're going to find something. I think that block punt is when things really turned around.
So it's a 20-point lead for the Fury, 38-18. Our Kings down 20 points with 5 minutes and 41 seconds to go here in the fourth quarter.
They are a good team. No question about that. And the thing, you know, this is the deal, too, where we mentioned this earlier, that they've had some close games this year. They had a game, they won by a couple points, won by a few more than that, 5 games within 2 touchdowns. And that does get to you. If you win those games, that just gives you the confidence in close games. And that's not to say that the Kings were lacking in confidence. Yeah. It's just they haven't been in that position. There's been a few times when the game's been close, but then early into the second quarter, within, like you were mentioned, 7 minutes, 6-7 minutes of the second quarter, or excuse me, the second half, they'll blow it open. And that's what I actually kind of thought might happen tonight.
That's also what I thought was going to go down. And not to say it can't still, but I mean, the Kings can definitely put up points when in doubt. We've seen them go on, 34-point quarters. So, I mean, it's possible.
And now the way to start it off, you want to know how to start that 21
points? Take it to the house right here.
And that's how you do it, too. I mean, it's kind of tongue-in-cheek, 21 points in 10 seconds, but the way you do it is you return the kickoff, and now you're right back in the game, right? You're less than 2 touchdowns down.
And they go for like a squib-type kick. It's a good bounce for us. We recover the ball at the 10-yard line, comes right up the middle of the seam, run into the outside, got some space, goes out about the 35-yard line.
Yeah.
It's a pretty good run
return.
Back there, absolutely.
Yeah. Stop the clock.
The Kings will take over here on the 35-yard line.
And you know what? I tell you what, I'm just going to throw this out. It might be the difference in the game is the fact that they are able to watch all of our games, and we're not watching their games. So I think that would be a good idea. The league should have every game broadcast by cgame.live.
It's true. We have seen things that we've seen in many games before that have not been present this game.
Right.
And it's either just not available and not there, or the coaching has not gone to that play. But I mean, Catron Barquette has been pretty much silenced this game. We haven't seen much of him. We see him throw
right now.
One good block.
They're motioning into trips to his side. It's going to happen right now.
Cruz steps up in the pocket, pump fakes, got nobody. Going to get taken down. Gets taken down inbounds. Gets about 4 yards on that play.
Man, I think he was going for your guy there too, but it was well covered. Downfield, going deep, no one shallow.
We need to have a sense of urgency on these for these
let's
guys
go.
here. Takes the snap. Cruz steps up, throws it over the middle. Barquette makes a reception at about the 50-yard line. It's going to be good for a first down.
Number 5 for the for the Fury came in there, and you know what? He found out that's a solid receiver. His head's got snapped back. That's where the receiver delivered the blow to the defensive back.
Yeah, and he wasn't even moving forward towards him. So,
get set. Okay.
Cruz takes a snap, looks left, looks right, steps up in the pocket, gets taken down in the backfield, and they are just smothering him for really no reason at all.
Yeah.
Down. It's about a 5-yard loss on the play.
Yeah. The thing is, you know what, is that even though they're getting on him, we can see that again, he has some time back there. Now, it would be great to give him more time, but he's moving up into the pocket. Anytime you can move up into the pocket, that means that you got a little bit of time. So this is one of those things where it could well be that the people were just covered. His receivers are just covered.
So it's a timeout, Kings. 4 minutes, 18 seconds to go here in the game. Your Kings 18, the Fury 38. It's been a hard-fought game this whole game. We had a little rust on us to start the game originally at the very beginning, and we showed some good life there in the second quarter.
Yeah, came back to life.
After halftime, it's been apparently what that gentleman was telling us is pretty accurate. They came out, they're a little bit different of a team here in the second half of football. The Kings have tried a lot of things, and there's been some coverage sacks where Cruz has got some time, like you were saying, in the back of the pocket, and he's just not able to get a ball down the field because there's just no one to throw the ball to.
Yeah, and now they're going deeper too, right? Because we got to score some points. That means he's less likely to be able to dip it off to a guy underneath.
I mean, the safety's 20 yards deep, so Cruz throws it over the middle, got a man, makes the catch, split the defense, ball comes out, fumble was recovered by number 5, spins off of him.
A 52.
They have given up on him. There we go.
Let's
Marcus
run that
Reed.
again. Let's run that again.
Goes up and makes the tackle there to save the touchdown.
Now let's look right here to the bottom of our screen. Okay, that's running. We're running.
I saw it.
Look. Okay, here we go down to the bottom of the screen. Is that it?
We all saw it, Randall. We all saw it.
Well, you know what? I tell you what, when when the other team is running right by you and you don't even try to tackle them, this is
Yeah, he's still not off the field at this point either. And I understand. I mean, we all traveled a long ways to get here.
Long ways.
It's a little heartbreaking to be in this situation at this point. But the game's never over. It's a game of inches, and you can
21 points.
It's 20-point difference. I mean, that's 3 touchdowns. It's not impossible. Randall's told us the story all season long. If it can only happen right now today for us, it would be a great thing. And it starts with just one big play.
Yeah, and the deal is have them down at around the 45, 50-yard line instead of down here where it's 1 or 2 plays from the end zone possibly.
Yeah, exactly.
And the thing is, you're not going to score. You're not going to have the big turnaround if everybody's not playing hard. You can't do that. You have to play hard. You have to have the courage and the power and the intestinal fortitude to play hard as you lose. Even if you're down by 20 points, you still have to keep playing hard or you have no chance of coming back.
I'd like to say one thing about both these teams here is that neither one of these teams is accustomed to losing anything at all. So for either one of them, I mean, this is 2 battle-tested teams that have been 2 titans out here battling each other, and you can make excuses, you can say whatever you want, but when it comes right down to it, it's a game of inches. The best team's going to win each day. Whoever shows up to play the hardest and does their best, that's going to be the one that wins. It's not the referee's fault.
Nope.
It's not anybody's fault.
No.
It's just a better game plan or a better scheme. Slightly better on different aspects can change the game one way or the other dramatically.
Tenacity.
And they throw the ball deep. They got a man in the end zone. He jumps up.
Good defense.
Pass is incomplete. Great defense on the play.
See, and that's what we're talking about right there. That's 32 once again.
That's John Reese there on the coverage. Great play.
And then the point is he's playing. He's competing, man.
Yeah.
He put everything he had into it. Of course, in that case, if they caught it, then everyone would have known it was on him. But that's what we need right there. Just hustle to the end.
No, I love it. I think the teams the Kings are accustomed to winning everything,
right.
And that's great for all of us as fans and being able to be a part of it. But some days Titans fall too. So, and I can expect that there's going to be nothing but respect on this field, regardless of the outcome of this game at the end.
No, you're right. You're right. And also, they've been hustling, right? They've been working hard the whole time. Even now, they're working hard. So, coming down a little negative, I just, boom, saw something there. But they've been working hard, and everyone out there on the field is busting themselves right now, and that's a good thing, and that's impressive.
Exactly. They have not
look
quit on
this.
They're
working hard. They're getting out there.
Still making the hits, going out of bounds there.
Ben Nemo there on the tackle.
It's
all
good
the way.
To see him back in the game too.
Yeah, all the way. Yes, that's right. All the way from the middle linebacker, knocking the guy out of bounds.
I believe he was knocked out of bounds, but apparently they're just going to run the clock here. So
he was out of bounds. What?
There's no doubt that he was knocked out of bounds, but this game clock is continuing to run.
Yeah, well, okay. So we can complain about that. Not that that's going to cost us the game, but.
When we started looking at it, though, it was in the fourth quarter. Has it been happening the entire game? There's different little things that can change how the game is played. It's a handoff up the middle, bounces to the outside, got some space, and he's in for a Fury touchdown.
So they're stopping the clock, running it. Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter at this point.
Doesn't matter, right?
Completely in vain.
Yeah, let's not even get there, right? Yeah, you're absolutely right. Let's not worry about it.
So with that score, it's actually going to put the Kings 18, Fury 44.
Boy, how many times have we seen it, but with the opposite scores?
Every time.
Yeah.
Really, this is a different situation than we've ever been in. And like I said, the Kings, 2 back-to-back national championships, 25 straight wins in a row. This is no reason to get down on yourself. We did travel a long ways, and we put up a good fight. These guys are great out here that we're playing against. The Fury have come to play. They're playing hard. You can see Vika even jumping in there trying to block that kick.
Yeah, look at that,
on
right?
an extra point.
I love the effort.
I love the effort.
On an extra point, just slamming in there. That's right. That's what you love. You love that type of attitude.
Exactly.
That's the type of attitude that you can build on heading into it next year.
Yeah, and that's the thing too, is that there's always next season. You can't win every time.
No.
So it's been a great run for our Kings,
has been.
And it's been a lot of fun to be a part of. It's been great.
And now this is sour grapes. I always hate when people go like that. But the question too is that when you're talking about playoffs in the future, it's something to look at. This was, and this is not why we got beat. Right? They beat us by enough that if they'd come up there, the outcome could have been the same. But it's awful tough for a team to travel like we did in this case, and it would have been tough for them to come up there. So that's something that maybe to look into about when you're talking about semi-pro teams traveling as far as they have to do. Maybe could set something up where they take a bus. Everyone puts together, the league puts together where they can get on a bus and get there all at the same time. Something like that.
Yeah, I was talking with some of the Fury players, and they were adamant about how good the Kings are, and they mentioned that they've been watching them all season, which is it's envious that these guys are actually watching our Kings play, just so that they can, if they get this opportunity to play against the Kings, they know what they're facing in a lot of situations. They also mentioned that this should have been the championship game. I don't even know who else is involved in it, but they're saying that this is a championship caliber game, and we've seen it today.
Yeah, it's been a heck of a game, except the wrong way. Here we go.
Grabs the ball at the 5-yard line, makes the man
Waller
miss. Gets taken down at the 22-yard line, 23-yard line. They're going to throw a flag out there on the play, too.
And I didn't see the flag part, but I saw other people just flying around, people knocking each other down. Yeah, there is intensity out there. And I'm going to mention this one more time, then let it go. But one of the ways to neutralize these long travel type of situations is to set it up where the team goes on a bus. They get on a bus. Everyone will be there. We'll get there at the same time. Leave a day early. So that would be one way, I think. And I mean, you know what? It would be a great advantage for the Kings if people from Sacramento or L.A. had to come up, and like we did, or like they did here, was they came up in individual cars, vans, that kind of stuff. So,
yeah, I think that's a good point. But on the other side of that coin, it's, these people all, like we always say, they all have jobs, they all have families, they all have to do their own thing. some people couldn't drive down here. They had to take a flight.
You're right.
They had the ball off to the right side. Ball pops out. McKee jumps on it.
And you know the other thing too, maybe I should quit making excuses. How many times have we dropped the ball in the fourth quarter? Right? You know, so those things add up. Block, get a punt, block. It was a heck of a game. It was a heck of a game up until here in the end. It's a heck of a year. It was just such an honor and enjoyable time. Cruz is still competing.
Cruz throws a ball deep, makes the reception. Junior gets it.
He's got a blocker
20,
in front of him.
The 15,
Here we
the
go.
10, the 5. Touchdown, Kings.
Okay, so there we go.
It's good to see. Good to see. I love to see a little bit of life, even no matter what the score is. It's great to see this.
We're within 21.
That's right.
All right, so hey, there we go. Get someone down there blocking.
Yep, he's got a good block out in front.
And look at how he runs in him, runs in him.
Right into the back of Salgado there.
Salgado keeps his feet moving, arms extended, pushing him into the end zone.
So 1 minute and 48 seconds to go here in the game. Kings put some points on the board. It's going to be 24-45.
Kick the extra point. They won't run the clock on that. Kick the onside. Hey, we get the ball. Here we go. I'm telling you, 21 points. I'm telling you, we can do it. We can win this game.
Well, technically, wouldn't that actually be 28 points if they were to score another 21 points to tie the game at this point?
Yeah, but I don't like how the Sacramento's been dancing, so I want to throw in the extra touchdown on them.
All right.
I can't do math either.
And they're going to go for 2 on this play.
See, I would kick it.
Hikes the ball under a lot of pressure, throws it up deep into the corner of the end zone, and it goes out of the end zone incomplete.
Yeah, just kick it. Yeah, because now it's 21. Kicking is less than 21. See, that's the thing. I haven't mentioned this to the Kings coaches, right?
So that'll bring the score Kings 24, Fury 45. It's nice to see the Kings out here. You know, you can see in their mannerism that they're just not really all that hyped up. But I mean, they can kick an onside kick, and you watch the change in this team immediately if they can recover that.
Yeah,
anything can be done.
Absolutely, kick the onside. Almost no time will go off the clock.
I mean, I haven't seen that particular game that you always talk about, but I've seen some crazy comebacks in every level of sports. It doesn't matter what sport you're talking about. I've seen 16 run deficits crushed in baseball. I've seen, 20 points scored in a matter of seconds in football. I've seen 20 points scored in a matter of seconds in basketball.
Yeah, it happens.
Anything can happen. So, I mean, I hope that they remain positive and they got the hands team out there and are going to go for 2 on this.
Absolutely. All right, so here we go. We recover this. I don't know how many timeouts we have. We line up. How long does it take to run to the end zone? 8, 9, 10 seconds. Touchdown. Cruz has been back there. He's tough. He's the guy. If you had someone that had to make it happen, you'd want Cruz. You'd want our receivers. It's happening. It's happening right now. We're going to get this onside, and we're on our way. I'm getting fired up. Now, if we could have just kept him from scoring that last touchdown.
We can't change the past, Randall. We can't change the past.
Well, I'm not quite sure about that, but that's a whole nother thesis.
You do kind of remind me of Doc Brown.
Where's my DeLorean? All right, here we go. Well, except for that. Oh, there it is. The ball's out. Get him. Pick it. Oh,
rip that ball. He's not down. And they take him down about the 37, 38-yard line there.
Yeah, that kind of messes.
1 minute and 42 seconds left on the game clock.
See, that them recovering the onside, see, that kind of messes up the whole 21 points in 10 seconds deal.
Paul Dickey takes his football, and he's going home.
Yeah, I'm out of here. No, he's going over to get the tee.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, the onside kick, that was, I'm going to have to say that I'm not thinking we're going to score 21 points here.
Well, 1 minute 42 seconds to go. So, I mean, we're in victory formation territory.
Yeah, how long? Can they run it all off?
They're very close, if not possible. I don't know how many timeouts are remaining. Again, because we don't have a way to keep track of that here.
Get the ball. Nice cut.
Yeah, he's all over the field. He's going up the sideline there. There's always a chance he could pop that ball out, though. If he's still trying to run, he should just be going down, to be completely honest. And he's going to take the ball for an incredible gain
That was one heck of
to
a
the
run.
28-yard line of the Kings.
And he started off to the left, and then he ended up going all the way to the right. And the receiver for the Fury on the far right side, he wasn't expecting the ball carrier to show up. All of a sudden, the ball carrier's there, and he's out there throwing blocks. Right, that's good hustle there on the Sacramento team. 50 seconds.
Got 45 seconds left in the game.
This will be the last snap of the game.
Hands the ball off, bounces to the outside, got some space, gets tackled down, just shy of the first down. 28 and a half seconds here left in the game.
If we don't have a timeout, that will be the game.
Yeah, I'd just like to say on behalf of myself and Randall here, we've had a great time bringing this broadcast to you all season long. It's been my honor to be a part of this whole deal. Thank you to Ty, who gave me this opportunity, gave Randall this opportunity.
Fantastic.
And Chip for running the show here all season long.
Thanks, Chip.
He's put a lot of work into this, and if you watched from the beginning to now, you see that there's a dramatic difference from one game to the next.
Absolutely.
Congratulations to the Fury for taking us down and moving on, and good luck into the championship in Las Vegas, and congratulations to the Kings for playing as great as you have all season long, and I hope to come back again next year and be right back in the same situation except with a victory at that point.
Let me jump into this real quick here. Ray, thank you so much. When I got out here, I didn't know what the heck I was doing, as opposed to now, of course, and I just thank you for the patience that you show me. Ray, I've really appreciated how much you've worked with me, and thank you very much, and I hope that we can do this again.
And I'd just like to thank all the fans out there, friends and family, and everybody that's tuned in and given us a shot and watched our broadcast. It's been shaky here and there, but we do our best, and we try to get it through to you guys so that you guys can enjoy this sport and this beautiful thing that is semi-pro football. It's great to see all the players out there, the owners, the coaches, everybody out there shaking each other's hands. There's, obviously a little love lost because, somebody has to not win the game.
Someone's got to lose.
So, but at the same time, congratulations to the Fury moving forward. It was nice to meet all the players that I did meet from their team, and thank you to the Kings for having us, and we've enjoyed the broadcast, and that's all we got for you guys. From myself, Randall, and of course Chip, Apache Wolf Productions signing out.
Thank you for watching another edition of the Game of the Week right here on SeaGame.Live.